Yay!
Fucking yes.
Vlad, what is up, my friend?
Not a whole lot.
Welcome back. How are you?
I am fantastic.
Yeah?
Been looking for a new city since I am a freelance superhero right now.
Getting paid to be a freelance superhero.
Yeah, it doesn't pay as well as being paid by a city to be a superhero, but
Well,
you get to do more of what you want.
would you like more freedom or less freedom?
That's the hard part, because when you work for a city, there's regulations you have that keep you from going off the rails, but when you're freelance, it's kind of nice because there's a lot less paperwork.
Yeah, and see, when you're freelance, you can kind of go off the rails because you don't have all those restrictions and paperwork. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah, Faith, we are a little bit late. We had some technical difficulties over there on Vlad's side. And we were trying to get his camera all figured out. And he got it all set up and ready to go. So we're good. We're good. Yeah.
So I have chat up too, so I'll be able to see finally.
Oh, good. I've got everything up right in front of me, so I can see all that shit too.
Nice.
Dude, I've got this wonderful concoction here in my hand of Fireball and vanilla Coke.
You're nasty.
So I'm going to drink a little bit at least.
Lucky.
How do you like
I want to drink. Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
The 3 mag holders across chest.
Yep.
Holster on stomach, left side.
Yep.
I might have seen tactical vest now that I think about it.
Look at this. Look at this guy.
Turkey?
Shank.
It's a shank. It's a shank. Got it back in 92. Suppose, looking badass, I must say, with the beard, all of that, you look like a special ops guy.
Oh, dude, I got accused of being a terrorist the other day.
You got accused of being a terrorist?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
New
new stream. Who this?
Yeah, Andy, what's up? Kira, what's going on, you stranger?
Faith in Pixels.
For those of you who don't watch the live broadcast and are listening to the podcast, I got my tack vest on and I'm going through Twitch chat, so eventually, occasionally you'll hear me read through the chat and stuff, but that's where all that's coming from. It's all the chatters.
All them chatters.
It's all the chatters in the stream. They like to talk while we're talking. Shut up, you guys.
The only impression I can do from Family Guy is just it's like a micro impression of Joe. Better. That's all I can do.
I can do that one too.
Nobody else.
That's pretty good though, considering the accent restrictions and all that stuff. That's pretty good.
I did a handful of impressions. Handful.
I'm working on my Donald Trump, but I do a pretty mean solid Snake. I do a good solid Snake.
Nice.
My Christopher Walken's so. I do a really good Liam Neeson from Taken. That one's pretty badass.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Liam Neeson. Is he Irish or is he Scottish? I can never remember.
I don't know, to be honest.
He's definitely one of the two. More than likely Irish.
More than likely, but really early in the morning, I do a really good Optimus Prime.
Really? Oh, because you got throat gunk that helps with it. Right?
I got the voice box all relaxed. Whoa, Hamburglar just subscribed for 7 months in a row, dude.
Holy.
And Andy just subscribed with Twitch Prime. Hey, yeah. You guys, thank you guys so much for that.
It's gorgeous.
Yay. I love subs, man.
I'm waiting for my Vladites to start popping in.
Oh, they will. They will.
Oh, yeah.
I have faith in those guys.
So, I can do, I don't know if it's good or not, I think it is, but I'm biased. I can do a decent McCree.
Oh, do it.
It's high noon.
Ooh.
Didn't I killed you before?
That's pretty good.
And I went through his voicemail and I was like, I think I might be able to nail that.
Yeah, that's really good, dude. Do you remember? Do you remember the old cartoon of X-Men, like the Wolverine, like cartoon version of Wolverine?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that voice actor's huge.
Yeah, I've been working on that one too. I do okay. I practice it at work sometimes.
Hard.
It is.
Like
It's
he's
pretty hard.
gruffy.
Yeah, it's really, really hard to do, but I can get down there and I can do it. And some days, like on good days, I can hit it just right, but I
Trying to think who else. I can do a Mr. Meeksix, but it's painful.
don't know. I've heard you do that one.
It's so fucking painful. Oh my god.
I can't get my voice up there to do it.
It's you just strain as much as you can, and it's I don't know. I don't actually know which actor voices Meeksix. Is it Justin Roiland that does Mr. Meeksix?
I don't know, but I feel like it should be Andy Dick.
That guy creeps me out. Yeah, the joke where if The Rock and Amanda Dushku had a baby, it'd be Amanda Dushcock.
Oh, nice.
Oh, hello, pupper. Hold on. You want inside?
I see your dog. Your dog's beautiful.
Everybody say hello to pupper. You want to go sit there. Every time. Either when I stream, every time. Either when I stream, you go lay down.
Wow, that was crazy. Had some back feed there. That was my fault, but that's all right.
Oh,
Yeah, no problem.
Okay.
Andy wants to hear your Me6.
let me back up some just in case. So it's
Yeah, it's pretty loud.
existence is pain, Jerry. It hurts every time.
Yeah,
It's easier when there's alcohol involved because the throat, I won't feel it.
but it sounds just like him, dude.
It's just got to be really painful. And I can't do it quietly. There's no way.
You can't. I can't even go the high pitch unless I just like screamed my head off, and I don't want to do that. I wouldn't be able to talk for the rest of the day.
But yeah, it's funny. I can't throw a spiral, and I have no technical skills at all. But I can do some sound effects.
Like what?
You remember the old like movement sounds from
Police
Power
Academy?
Rangers?
Oh yeah, yeah,
It
yeah.
goes, or if you throw a tomahawk, it goes. Or another good one. Or the old kung fu movies when someone hit me, shit like that.
What? Wait, do that one again. What the fuck, dude? That's
Just don't look at this. Just look at the action. So it's. Or so I was chatting with my wife. We were driving, and I randomly did a goat impression that I didn't know I could do, and she stopped and went, "What the hell was that?" I was like, "Well, apparently I can do a goat impression now."
just
So it goes,
randomly,
"Eh."
just randomly one day decided to do it.
And then, yeah, and then I tried to the other day tried to imitate, when you blow into a big bottle and it goes a sound.
Ooh.
You can whistle and hum at the same time, and it sounds like a UFO. So if it's picking someone up, it's or dropping them down.
Whoa, you're like Winslow from Police Academy, dude.
Oh my god, that guy has a world record for most human sounds.
I know, dude. He made a lot of records doing that.
Come on.
That's a beautiful dog.
He just comes. He doesn't even come and lay on the bed anymore.
Dude,
Comes in, farts, scratches his nuts, and walks out.
I've been fighting with my animals all day, dude, because every time I do something, they want to go outside. Every single time. They don't even have to go to the bathroom. Fucking liars, dude. They just want to do stuff. I don't know.
Fucking liars. Oh god, they have clips.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do.
Nice prickly.
That's why I'm scared to do some of my impressions right now, because I don't want to get them clipped for all time.
They still have my most viewed clip is the one of my very first Bitties dance.
Yeah. That's a good
And
clip.
I think it was to what's it called? Jump on It by Apache Jump on It.
Yeah. Is that the one I clipped?
I finally got that back into my playlist. So
Rubik's,
it's
what's going
definitely
on,
in there.
buddy? I think that was,
Vlad?
didn't I clip that? That was like from one of your first streams ever, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was my very first bit these days, and it's became such a stable in my stream now.
Nice.
Thanks all the time.
It's gonna be what you're synonymous for, dude. Potatoes and dancing.
Potatoes dancing, and now I have a new command. It's stronger. So every time someone types in exclamation point stronger, I say, my viewers make me stronger. And there's 3 exercises. There's push-ups, squats, and leg lifts.
Yeah. There you go.
And I started doing that because I stopped working out for a while due to the stress of superhero work.
Yeah.
And I was like, screw it. I'm spending time with this. I can at least exercise. So now that I'm back in the gym, I'm sore while my viewers are kicking my ass. It's awesome.
Nice. Hey, Show Tiger, thank you for the host. I appreciate that. Clips your favorite video of Vlax, not gonna lie. Oh, Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
I don't even want to talk about that.
What?
Kira seems to like, she has this knack for catching me in like my worst / best moments ever. You know, like how your worst moments on stream end up being like some of your best things that you do, and then you get clipped for it.
That's awesome.
Thanks for the host, by the way, dude. Even though you're a guest on my show.
I had to host you so everybody knows that I'm here. Because normally I stream at 10 p.m. most nights.
Yeah.
I'm about to start a new schedule. It'll be nice.
I finally got my ass in gear with the podcast because, like, you know how it is, man. When you start streaming, you try to find something that you like genuinely really like to do, and you try to stick with it. And after a while, it's like, God, dude, this again, And even though it is fun, don't get me wrong, but I found something I genuinely like to do. So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tack this down, be on a nice set schedule. So I'm gonna do this every Friday night at 11, and I'm just gonna keep doing it. I'm gonna have 52 shows this year. So think about that. Yeah, 52 for the whole year. I started out. I just said January 1. That's what we're doing. We're going to have 52 episodes this year, and if I get lucky, I'll be able to have more through sponsorships and everything because it's a sponsored podcast now, dude. So
it's so awesome.
I know. And hopefully by next week, we'll be up on iTunes, dude, and that's the big show. That's the big show.
Nasty.
But you'll be pleased to know, dude, your first podcast with me, this is your number 2. The first one we did is still the most listened to of all time.
Yes! It's so cool.
I'm not gonna lie, it was a good show. No, it was a good show, man. It was really good. Everybody seemed to like it a lot. So
did we end up chatting for like 3 hours?
Oh, it was like 3.5 hours.
It was just all bullshit. None of it was scripted. We're just doing this.
It's my show, man. I'll do whatever the hell I want to do, and that's what I set out to do. I was like, you know what? I don't have sponsors that pay me to say shit. I don't have anybody that's paying me to do anything besides myself. I'm my own boss, so I'm gonna do what the fuck I want to do. So, nice. Killing the game. I'm trying to, Kira. I'm trying to kill the game over here. It takes a lot of work, man.
Stabbing it with his shank. It's tucked. He just gets it in there.
It's a nice knife, though. It's a really nice knife. I'm glad I got
it. I don't carry any weaponry. Mostly because my hands are iron, but still. Well, you think I would.
You don't really need anything else. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
You got your fists, you got your feet, and you got your head. Your head's people don't understand how awesome your head is for a weapon. Just to headbutt somebody in the face, dude.
You should see my brother. He's known as the Ram. He's got a reinforced skull and super speed, so he's able to fuck people up. He doesn't have like hooves or anything like that. He's
not yet.
But yeah, he's genetically modified noggin.
He'll grow into it. We're next week. I have somebody. Speaking of impressions, when we were talking about this earlier, next week I'm not going to tell you who the guest is, but that's somebody I've known for a number of years who does an impeccable Elmo impression.
Oh, that's terrifying.
It's terrifyingly awesome.
I can do. Is that a bang, Vlad? Andrew? Yes, it is. I love.
Well, yes.
Said, bang me, bro. I'll be on that commercial any day.
Dude, I got a lot of questions for you, by the way, since
Do
all the people are here watching, all the people are listening and
okay.
stuff. I got a lot of questions for you, man.
Fill me up.
So with the first episode that we did, you
Mhm.
were like literally 3 days into streaming, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. 3 or 4 days.
Nervous on camera, shit like that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I want to talk about, man. How's like on your very first day of streaming, what what was going through your head, man? What did you feel like?
Oh, I was freaking out the entire time.
Yeah.
And I've been a superhero for years, and I would do that in a heartbeat. But holy shit, being in front of the camera and just playing video games, oh, I was freaking out.
So like
I loved it, every bit of it.
was it like a really good rush of like adrenaline and shit?
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know what to do with myself, uh, so I was just like playing fucking video games. Here we go. So I listened to different podcasts, different YouTube videos, kind of, what do you do starting out? And you just talk. And I was like, well, shit, I talk to myself all the time.
Yeah.
Like, that'll work. So I went from there, and it worked out.
Yeah. So like even though like you got to talk to the public all the time with
Mm-hmm.
the stuff that you do, and you're always like constantly under the public eye and under public scrutiny, and then as soon as you turn on the camera you were super nervous. Like is very are they two different things for you, or is it kind of similar, or what?
Um, this I would say is different. I don't know. It's weird. Now to think about it, there's there's always a different kind of pressure when there is a camera on you compared to just individual.
Yeah.
Because I can read people in person very well, but when you're on one end of the camera in the chat, you can't read them, and they can read everything you do.
That's
So
true.
it's like a one-sided mirror interview,
True.
and you have to play off what you can see in the chat and the ridiculous stuff going on in the game. That's why a lot of times I play single-player games,
Okay.
because I can base a lot of my reaction and mood off of whatever the tone is in the game.
Gotcha. That makes sense though. That
Mhm.
that makes sense. I don't know, man. I've always been like, I guess I got used to it because I'd always like since I was really young been in front of a camera in some way, shape, or form, and done all that shit. Like I can remember when it was really nerve wracking. Like um, I remember like this first photo shoot that like I ever did. Looking back on it now, it was like the simplest thing. It wasn't like a high end production of any sorts. It was just a dude with his
Yeah.
DSLR, and I think I was 16 at the time, and he came all the way from Michigan. He drove like 4.5 hours just to come shoot with me,
Jeez.
and he was a cool dude. He's still my friend today, but
Mhm.
he came all the way down, and he knew I was super nervous, and he knew I was super young, and he's like, man, he's like, don't worry about it. He's like, we'll take a couple practice shots, we'll get you loosened up, and
Mhm.
we'll have some fun. And I was like, okay, dude, I'm gonna try. And like 3 hours later, dude, I busted it out. I kicked ass. I was nervous as shit, and I got some badass photos. And that's where it all set. That's where it started.
Yeah. Nice. So yeah, I've definitely. So I would probably say my first month of streaming, I definitely had to have like at least a drink or two to calm myself and kind of just. And after I got done with it, it was like I don't need that. It's like it also kind of makes me tired on stream. So screw that. Just go into it. And yeah, I very rarely drink on stream, which is funny because it happened last night. But I normally don't go beyond a drink or two, or I'll end up a lot because of my accent, and I start scrambling words.
You already do. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Yeah. I've lived here long enough. You think I would know the language by now? But shit.
Oh, not when you're drinking, dude. I don't know half the shit I say when I've been drinking.
That's about right.
I'm
But yeah.
definitely gonna go watch the past VOD. Just got home from the emergency vet, but I hope you guys have a great stream. Show Tiger. That sucks,
Emergency
dude.
that.
I hope everything's all right though. But I appreciate the host and everything. Appreciate you being here. Hope everything's cool with you. A long time no talk, by the way. Haven't talked to her in fucking
Heating
forever.
up
She's been a stranger.
the,
I don't know, but yeah, I remember like I distinctly remember like my first photo shoot ever, and I was nervous as shit. And then it was like after that one was like done, I was cool. Everything else was pretty easy. And then I remember when I did like my first commercial I ever did, and I was nervous. Oh, I was fucking nervous, dude. You have no idea when when you know like all eyes are focused on you and there's like this pressure to like, okay, I'm getting paid, these people are professionals, I'm a scrub at this, I've never done this before. And in my head I was just saying fuck like over, you know. And I kind of got to like dicking around. Like I like to play around and do crap on productions. I mess with people and play pranks and do all that kind of shit. But we got warmed up. We busted out this really cool commercial for 5 Hour. It's hilarious. And
oh yeah, because they're based just north of you, right?
yeah, they are. This was before they even opened the doors. They did yeah, they did an online campaign, and they bought that commercial for, they liked it so much they bought it 3 years in a row and sent it. They played it all over the US and all over in Canada. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Kicked ass, dude.
Yeah, no, I've never done anything like that.
It's fun, dude. It really is.
I think the most I've done is I entered the talent show my freshman year of college.
Yeah.
On a whim, because a buddy man could play guitar, and I sang Snuff by Slipknot.
How'd that go? That's a great song, dude.
I got second place.
No shit.
Yeah. Thank you, Rock Band 3.
Damn, dude. I would never be able to go into... I can't sing for shit. Like I can, but I can't, you know? Like I'm right in the middle.
I can mimic pitch. It's... I don't know if that's a skill or not. I can mimic sound I hear. So
I can do that too. That's probably why we're both really good at impressions, man.
Yeah, that's probably about right.
Yeah, I think so.
I was top 10% vocal points in the world on the Rock Band 3.
Badass.
There's roughly 1 million people in the top 10%, but I was there.
Yeah. my only rights to bragging are during the times of Halo 2. If you remember Halo 2, I played the shit out of that, and I was in college, so I had all the time in the world to play. And I ended up being ranked 27th in the nation in sniping. Yeah.
Nice.
Sniping the shit out of people.
Headshot. Love that.
Double kill.
Okay.
Such a good game.
So nice. That was the start. That kicked the gaming world on its ass.
Yeah.
Halo did it, man.
Yeah, I mean, video games were obviously always there, dude, but Halo it got the ball rolling, dude. That pulled the pin on the grenade, I'd say.
Yeah. I feel like that really gave esports a leg to stand on as well, because there was so much hype around it and everybody was loving it and started getting competitive.
Yeah.
And it exploded.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Kill-tastic. I like it.
Kill-tacular.
Kilimanjaro.
Praha 83. What's going on, man? Welcome to the show. But no, I played the shit out of Halo 2. And you could always glitch the maps. And remember, you could like super bounce and stuff? I remember doing that. People would get so pissed off, dude. I don't remember the name of the map, but basically it's just like one long strip of map with the 2 towers at the end. And you could do a super bounce all the way up. Maybe. I think so. But you could super bounce all the way to the very top of the map with a sniper. And you could sit there with like 24 rounds and just sit there and shoot people the whole match.
Just poking brains. Just reaching out and loving people.
Pretty much, man. And there was nothing you could do. You couldn't build shit like in Fortnite. You couldn't do any of that. All you could do is just hope you don't get shot. But
yeah, I only got good at Halo once Halo 3 came around,
Yeah.
and my only skills were grenades, of course, because I love explodes, and driving.
Oh yeah. I used to. Me and a buddy used to play the shit out of it, and we would drive the Scorpion tank everywhere. And I'm talking, we'd get
Yes.
like 40 out of 50 kills with the Scorpion tank in the match.
Andrew, I miss those days. Those were good days.
Yeah, those were the good days. And now we got all kinds of shit coming out that just kind of sucks. The BR and
Man,
plasma pistol, aka the noob combo. You kidding me?
that BR destroyed. Oh
Yeah,
my
dude.
god.
The BR mode was cool because it was just you grab a BR, one shot, just one burst headshot, somebody's dead. That was the shit.
Well, Kira.
Griff, what's
Some
going on,
Griff.
man? How you doing, buddy? How you doing?
Griff, man.
Hang on a sec. We got to go back to the impressions, man.
Okay.
What other ones can
What
you
do
do?
you have? We have McCree. Now you're really tasting me. Shit.
Here, I'll do one.
What else can I do?
I'll do one for you.
Okay, what you
You tell me what
Mhm.
it is. Okay, you ready? This is my
Yep.
imaginary weapon right here. I've still got it.
still get it. Soldier,
Yep.
76. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I can do Torbjorn.
Oh, do it.
Time to work. Or what I always do every time I get his ulti, I go, Hinga-dinga-durgan.
Hingle
Which is
dingle
not
durg.
his voice. I do it every time. He's the merriest midget of all time. I love that guy.
He's the coolest midget I've ever. He's
Tweety.
He's the coolest little person that I've ever known in my life.
Was that a little bit of Trump on that one? Little people.
Okay, listen up. Listen up and listen good, okay? They're called little people because they're tiny.
Because they're tame.
You can't say midget on my stream, okay? You can't.
Always liked everybody can do Arnold. I always like doing Arnold Schwarzenegger sneezing.
Do it.
So it you have to get the face with it. So
I love doing Arnold, man, but I always liked the Kindergarten Cop. If you remember Kindergarten Cop.
Yes.
I haven't done the Arnold in a long time. Hang on, let me try this. Let me get my voice ready.
Yeah, there you go. Get that shit in there.
Take your toy back to the carpet. And the little girl says, I don't want to
I
be
like
a
it.
policeman, I'm a princess. Take your toy back to the carpet. I don't want to be a policeman, I'm a princess. Take it back.
Yes. Andrew dropping bitties. Look at that
Oh,
guy.
thanks for the biddies, dude. And the sub. He's on it
For
today.
the knees. That's awesome. Now that's real. Shit. I cannot remember all of my impressions.
Did you ever play Metal Gear Solid back in the day? Like the one for like PlayStation?
Yeah,
Like
I think so.
PlayStation 1? They made
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they made a demo for it that you could get at Pizza Hut. They had Metal Gear Solid, Medieval, Spyro the Dragon, and Gran Turismo on it. If you remember that one.
Ooh.
Came in a little blue case.
Okay.
That's how I originally fell in love with Metal Gear Solid, dude. Such a good fucking game. Parappa the Rapper.
It was-
Yeah, that was a great game too.
Oh my god. Yes.
The Driver's Ed song was my favorite song in Parappa the Rapper.
See, I never got to play that.
Now take your car and turn it to the left. Dude, it's such a good song. And it's such a good game. All you like, it's kind of like, I don't remember. It was a game where you had to dance. It was on PlayStation, and you had to hit the keys that coincided with a beat. And except with Parappa the Rapper, you had to hit the corresponding button to hit the correct lyric. And if you timed it and did all that and added some flair to it, you beat the levels and stuff. It was cool, man. You were
It was like essentially early Guitar Hero Rock Band kind of stuff. Or like DDR.
I think.
You had to hit the chord at a certain time.
Yeah. I think probably Parappa the Rapper was like the first game like that, kind of its kind. I know there was like Dr. Mario where you had to do similar stuff kind of like that, where you had to make sure you hit the right button in the right place at the right time, but I think for like PlayStation 1, yeah, Parappa the Rapper was like the first of its kind that was anything like that. I might not have been alive during this generation of consoles, you young piece of shit.
Yeah, no shit. I remember one of my earliest memories, and my mother does not understand how I remember this. We somehow had a old, I think it was either a Nintendo or a Sega.
Yeah.
Back when we were in Russia, and my brother was able to play it. My mom brought it over from the US to Russia, and I was probably like 3. My brother was playing Dick Tracy.
Oh,
I
shit.
can't remember if it was Sega or Nintendo. I'm waiting for that movie to come back. Dick Tracy? Oh.
That'd be a cool remake. They probably haven't thought
Hell
of that.
yeah.
That'd be a really cool remake, but that demo disc specifically was how I fell in love with Metal Gear Solid and gaming in general in 1998. And then later it was Tekken 5. But I played the shit out of that Metal Gear Solid demo so much that I knew every part and piece of that. And I wish I had one of those codecs, you know, that they talk to with the earpiece and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that was the first impression that I ever learned how to do was Solid Snake at like 14 years old, 13. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fun as shit.
Let's see. Can you still do it?
I don't know. I gotta pull a headphone off so I can hear myself. Okay, let me try. Codec. Colonel, it's Snake. You read me.
I like it. Nice.
Metal
See,
Gear.
the only ones I can think of off the top of my head, one scares the shit out of Claudia. Claudia is scared of Mickey Mouse.
What?
Don't know why. Yeah, so I can. When she told me that when we first started dating, I was like, oh, I could probably imitate that, and I did it, and she was like, no, don't do that. So I always screw with her, like, oh, hey, Claudia. I can't even focus now. What is it?
Gorsh.
Oh, no. Why are you so cute? But then when I was a kid, I realized I could imitate SpongeBob's laugh because I found out how the voice actor does it. So all he does is this, and then does a high pitch for the laugh. So he goes, ah.
Yeah, it was Tom Kenny. He created the whole thing. But dude, that guy's dead now. Did you know that? He died.
I thought it was the creator, not the voice actor.
No, wait, you're right. The creator did. Yeah.
Woo,
My bad.
There's a lot more said from that.
I'm an idiot.
That
Don't
voice
listen to me.
actor.
Yeah, I'm dumb. Don't listen to me. all the deep voices though I can do. Like I can do Patrick. You can do SpongeBob. I'll do Patrick. That's fine. And I can do Joe from Family Guy.
Hey, Peter. That's all we got in that one.
Hey, Joe. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, hey, Peter. How you doing, buddy?
Hey.
That was scary good. One of my favorite impression guys. He started on Vine. He's a big YouTuber. He's on Instagram. Brock Baker. The dude is amazing.
Really?
Oh my god. He did an entire song. He does entire songs as impressions.
Oh shit.
He did All Star as impressions from Smash Mouth. Oh, I love it more than the original.
Just imagine an entire song of Joe Swanson singing something.
Oh, he's so good.
All around me are familiar faces. Didn't mean to scare you, Griff. My bad, dude. I apologize.
Another easy one is Sean Connery.
Sean Connery? Yes.
Sean Connery, yes.
Yes. What do you think this is? The Hunt for the Red October?
Yeah.
He's
October.
October.
Red October. What are you talking about?
I like how
There's
you
a
put the
V
V in
in
there
there,
instead of
right?
the B. No, he did it on purpose, as a slight to him.
Man, I'm trying to think.
Hey, so do we want to, while you're thinking about it, do we want to tell these people about what we're planning to do here pretty soon? Do we want to tell
So we're
them?
planning to do it soon.
It involves going to a place and doing a thing.
Ah,
Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
And that's actually aiming to look better.
Yeah. Is it?
Yeah. Tuesday, I'm going to sit and watch one.
Yes.
Um,
Good.
I'm going to an open mic to go watch and kind of see what the feel is. A couple of buddies of mine might be coming, just so I can see what it's like. Based off of that, I'll more than likely sign up. I have quite a bit of new material. It'll be good.
Badass. Always got something up my sleeve. Hell yeah, dude. Griff, what you talking about? You don't live a sedentary life over here, buddy. We get, we get it going over here, man. I've always got a plan.
There's shit in my sleeves. Mine, not so much. There's not a whole lot of sleeve.
Well, it's because you got all that. It's because you got all that arm in there. Joke time. Where's Bin Laden hide his armies?
I don't know.
In his sleeveys.
So horrible.
I know. Hey, Captain, what's going on, dude? Look at you. You're tuning in at the right time, man. For those of you who have no clue what the hell Vlad and I were just talking about, sound like we were talking in code. I've been mulling around the idea of at least attempting to check out stand-up for quite some time, stand-up comedy. Which I'm really leaning toward. I'm about 60-40 right now. I was 50-50 on it because I don't really think I'm that fucking funny, but I have a lot of shit to talk about. But I had to talk Vlad into it in order for him to talk me into it. And so he's gonna...
Same way you talk about all of this.
Yeah, true. I had to talk you into it. It took a long time to do. I was like, dude, you'd be perfect for this. The only reason why I talked you into it is because I knew you'd work out really well. I knew you'd do great. I wouldn't have even I wouldn't waste people's time like that. But I was like, you know what? This be your thing, I think. And when you first started out, I think I watched your very first stream, and you had like 2 viewers or something like that. And the last stream of yours that I checked in on, dude, you're rocking like almost 20 viewers a stream now. If not more.
My numbers are good and awesome. I have a great viewer base. I have awesome Vladites and sidekicks. I'm soon to be actually donning something to actually make me look like a superhero instead of just, my awesome shirts that I wear, my tactical pants and boots. I have a mask on the way. Something like this. My eyes will be blacked out, everything. I'll actually look like a superhero because in all this time of me being a superhero, I've never protected my identity, which is not the smartest thing.
Yeah, that's silly. What are you thinking, dude?
Yeah, right? So at the beginning of February, I'll have that. And then I have a guy that makes super suits he's going to be drawing up some armor for me. And we're going to go over that.
Fucking yeah.
So I'll have body armor.
Honey, where's my super suit?
Where's my super suit? Love that. No capes. Ever. No capes.
No capes. No capes.
But back to the stand-up. I actually I have a couple I'll let you guys into. So if I decide to get rid of the whole superhero thing, I'm gonna start my own bar. And the big thing with starting a bar is you need a good name. Most people name it after themselves. It's like, welcome to Paddy's, welcome to Joe Asshole. There's no bar. You have to have something that grabs your attention. So my bar is going to be called Areola Sunrise. Now, for the viewers that don't know what an aerial sunrise is, an aerial sunrise is when there's a nipple slip, but over the top of a blouse. Kind of like it just creeps over like a beautiful sunrise. It just, whoop. It's not full nipple, it's just the top. So it's, the little arch on the top there. And so that's going to grab their attention. People are going to rush in there thinking they're going to see nipples because it's aerial sunrise. They're going to get in there and they're going to see a bunch of guys also waiting for nipples. But the big twist is, it's going to be a gay bar. So they're going to want to see nipples. They're going to walk in thinking, oh, there's a bunch of guys here. All waiting for nipples. It's the best business trip ever. So excited.
That's
aerial sunrise.
That's like a mindfuck on top of a mindfuck. Except I think you're just gonna end up having a lot of skeezy dudes come in and be like, "Where's the boobs at, bro?"
It's Steve in leather over there.
And
if the boobs you get.
And he's putting his vote on Joe Asshole.
You want to go to fart? No, let's go to aerial sunrise.
Nah, man, let's go to beef.
Beef.
Unfortunately, I must go.
And
Homework
then,
is kicking my ass. Well, you go
one
kick
of
that
the
homework's ass.
What was that?
Talking to chat there.
Homework kicking my ass. Oh, that's rough.
Kira's got to leave
So
because
long.
homework and stuff, so.
We will miss you.
That'd probably be a good idea. I'd rather get our homework done and not be distracted by this kick-ass show, so. I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
But to say, one of the lessons I learned in college was never party with a man who is named after an alcohol.
Ooh.
I had a buddy by the name of Jameson.
Ooh, that means they live up to the name then, dude.
Yeah. I throughout the night, I saw a man fall through the ceiling of a bar, got plastered, and learned a lesson. You never chase anything big and loud unless it's sassy. It's a great night.
This is exactly why I don't go anywhere and drink. I stay home and I drink if I want to.
There you go. It's safer.
And then I end up
You won't
playing
have
like
to
Fortnite
really
or
fall
something.
through ceilings.
Have you ever played Fortnite drunk? It's terrible.
Yeah. You have a clip of me drunk driving. I put this through a portal.
Yeah, that's true. I totally forgot about that.
It's a beautiful clip.
I don't ever want to. I don't like the feeling of being drunk because I just feel like a slug. You know, you feel like you got that cloud over your head and you can't concentrate and focus on anything. And I know that's part of the point and that's part of the fun, but sometimes it is fun. And then once the alcohol, you hit that peak point where you're having a lot of fun and it's great and stuff. And then once you hit that peak point, you start to just slowly just fall all the way down the side of the mountain.
It just gets bad.
Yeah, it's like free fall speed down the mountain, and then by the end of it, you're just like, oh, fuck my life. I'm going to bed. Fuck you guys.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain that point too, where you're good, you're loose, you're kicking ass.
You have to know how to supplement your metabolism with alcohol because you have to know how fast you're gonna burn it off, and then you have to know when to replace what you're burning off, so you stay at that peak level of optimal awesomeness. It's too much work.
Especially when it comes to drinking.
That's why I'll probably drink this and I'll be good, but it's only got 2 shots worth of Fireball in it. But
oh, there you go.
Still, that's good enough.
I can't do cinnamon alcohol. It's just.
Oh, that's my shit, man. I love it.
Drink a lot of Goldschlager. Is a youngling.
I never had it before. I don't think I want to try it because don't the little gold flakes in it cut the back of your throat so the alcohol passes into your bloodstream faster?
They give you micro cuts in your belly. They get you drunk really fast, and it's 90 proof. You'll shit the bed.
I feel like
that's how drunk.
I feel like it'd be safer to just butt chug a beer.
Yeah, probably. Probably cleaner.
I don't think I could ever butt chug a beer.
Whoa.
Not even for $50.
I just recommended one of my viewers the other day. She was real sick. I told her to get a vitamin C enema. I feel like that would help.
Oh, Jesus. All of that sounds terrible. I don't want anything up there.
And, you know, ups and downs.
No.
Depends how bad you don't want to be sick.
Maybe at like $51. And we'll see. Now we're cooking with some fire here, baby.
Oh, God.
No. Never going to Flavor Town with my booty hole. Exit only. It's not my preference, Vlad. How do we get on this subject anyway?
It just slowly devolved into madness, as usual.
Everything just eventually disintegrates down to talking about genitals.
So,
Oh no, we were talking about areola sunrise. That's right.
oh yeah, areola sunrise.
That's how we got into that. But I want to know a couple things, man.
Mm-hmm.
What's your stream getting into, man? Do you have any new plans with it? And what are you going to be doing down the road with it?
So, like I said earlier, at the end of this month, I get my new mask, which will be awesome. I will actually look and be the first, as far as I know, the first superhero that is on Twitch.
Really?
Which I think is a big deal. Pretty excited for that. I'm also part of ODA. It's the other team I'm part of. I'm part of Team Savage with you.
What's ODA?
But I'm also part of ODA. That is One Defiant Alliance.
Okay, got it.
It's a group of streamers that support each other, stuff like that. Soon to have some sponsoring. It's led by Kayla May 115.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
her boyfriend Tyler.
Yeah, she's
Mm-hmm.
she's a friend of mine, and you are familiar with who she is, aren't you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Back when I was a superhero in a different city. Yep. Me and her had that discussion.
How shocked were you when I told you that info?
Oh, I about shit the cat. Like, no way! Oh my god!
That was probably my fucking fault too.
Probably.
Whoopsie.
But yeah, ODA is about to get some sponsorship, so it's gonna bounce up a lot. The owners of the team want to promote me to a higher position, just due to the personality that I have and how my stream is going.
Nice.
Along with all of that, once I get my armor,
Mm-hmm.
I think that'll help stream a lot too. It'll help additionally for me to look like a superhero.
Yeah.
The goal is to save up some funds, finally get a proper setup instead of using a console. I've got multiple people wanting to help out with building my PC.
Awesome.
So,
So anybody that's going to be out there in Listenerville that wants to help you, though, how can they contribute?
So I finally have my donations panel set up and everything. But you can always find me on Twitch at FriendlyNeighborhoodVlad. Say with the expansion of my Twitch, my Instagram, which is also FriendlyNeighborhoodVlad, will have all of my photos. I'll be on a lot of cosplay stuff.
Badass.
So it'll help a lot of my expansion.
I think one thing, I'm sure there are going to be plenty of people that are going to tune into your stream now. That's the hope, at least. But I think you hit like a real niche market here, man, on a couple of areas that a lot of people have no idea that's even going on. Because I think you're right about the superhero thing, because I can't recall in the almost 4 years that I've been around this that anybody has specifically decided to be a superhero. Now, there are people who like cosplay There are people who will cosplay other characters, and there are people who will like dress up as shit. Like I know a guy who like dresses up as like a royal figure of some sort, and a guy who like acts like a demon, and that one you showed me of the old lady who does like the cam overlay.
You know, the geeky granny.
Yeah.
Oh, I love
But
this is my babushka.
babushka.
My babushka.
But specifically, I can't think of any one person ever off the top of my head that went the superhero route.
Yep.
So I think you hit a really cool market there that nobody else is involved in, which is cool. Now that we're talking about it, you might be fucked for a little bit, because you're probably gonna have some competition. I don't know, but that's okay. Everybody's gonna know you're the first one. So that might be a good route for you. I think it's a good route, and I think because I watch your streams all the time. Even when I'm like not streaming, I'm always lurking and shit because you're entertaining as fuck, dude. There's like some shit that you say that I would just never dream up in my head of ever thinking of saying, and it's hilarious. So you have like the entertainment value. You get to be a character, and I know that not necessarily like I don't want to say like short attention span in a bad way. What I mean is that you're able to have an attention span that focuses on one subject and then immediately just goes to the next thing with like no pauses in between. So it's just constant conversation all the time, and it keeps your viewers engaged. It keeps everybody watching. It keeps people entertained because it's like you could be talking about Areola Sunrise over here, and then you'd be talking about Joe Asshole over here, and it's like, dude, where do you fucking come up with this shit? Like, I gotta learn how to do that, and then I'll be good to go. But I can't do that shit.
Yeah, great recommendation. Just develop ADHD and you'll be golden.
You're saying I'm gonna have to be drunk all the time?
That's my secret. Is ADHD helps a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try that. Give it a run.
Just dip a toe in it. Just maybe the AD, not the HD, just the AD part. Who knows?
Well, I used to cheer up my friend all the time when we were younger because he was always really upset because he had ADHD, and he knew it, and there was nothing he could do, and it really bothered him all the time because he knew he couldn't focus on one thing for too long, and when you're talking to people who just like drone on, it's hard to stay focused. And I said, dude, just look at it like this. I was like, this will make you feel better. You have ADHD, right? Attention deficit hyper whatever disorder. And he's like, yeah. I was like, dude, it's just attention deficit in HD. Just think about it. And then he started laughing. And as a young kid, and when you're told something when you're like 13, wow, I have AD in HD? Shit, I'm the first of my kind. That's hilarious. I think after that, knowing that it was okay to joke about it, and it wasn't something that was like detrimental, I think it made it a lot better and kind of put it into a fun perspective. And since then, we were always really close. And
there you go.
Sometimes it's just a little shit like that. If you can make light of a situation, that's why I like funny shit. That's why I like sarcasm. If you can make light of a situation and make somebody smile, dude, I think you can joke about anything. I do.
Oh yeah, definitely. If you can't laugh about it, then you have an issue with it.
That might be part of the problem, though. Is I think everybody has an issue with everything nowadays.
They suck.
But I think it's at like a really cool transitional point because I think since everybody is upset by everything, and that I think since we're taking everything so seriously these days about every fucking thing, and we nitpick every detail of everything, I think it's a good thing, and I think it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing because it makes people bitch at each other all day. But for people like me, I think it's a great thing because I have plenty of shit to make fun of people about.
And that's the best part about being a superhero. And I've talked to police officers, guys, and firefighters. You have to be able to laugh at anything, whatever the situation is. Tragedy, car wrecks, anything. You have to be able to walk away and laugh, because if you don't, and you let life dwell on you and weigh on you, then you'll go nuts. You
Ugh.
have to be able to walk away and laugh.
You do, man. You do. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know people from like all types of backgrounds and shit, and there are some people you just can't argue with, man. There are some people that you can't, like, no matter what you say, you're wrong, this and that. I'm upset. Blah, you're a piece of shit. Blah, blah, blah. It's like, when the fuck did we start treating people like that? That's what I want to know. When did that happen?
Exactly.
I don't know, man. But some of those people you just cannot joke with, and you just got to be like, well, um, I cannot talk to you anymore. Goodbye.
Yep.
Once you learn to laugh about shit, come back to me. We'll be friends again, like we used to be. But I don't have the time to be that upset at everything. I've got bills to pay and shit.
Right? When I was a kid, so as a child, I realized how goofy I was all the time. And I was like, screw it. Today, I'm going to be serious. Vlad is going to be serious kid at school. I'm not going to joke. I'm just going to be serious. It was exhausting. I left school needing a nap by the end of it. I can't do it. I can't be serious that long. It's so exhausting.
Dude, it would drive me so fucking crazy. Like, I don't ever say names. I don't dime people out like that, but there's a guy that I work with. And when I first started working there, we talked because he used to do what you and I used to do and still do. And so we had a lot of stories to share and a lot of things to talk about. He seemed like a nice enough guy. And you kind of tell like he's one of those like super serious guys, you know, all the time, everything's super serious. And something that would be like supremely funny to you and I is just like something that would just make him be like, yeah, good one, man. Like he's one of those guys. And yeah, fuck that. I can't do that. But he came to help me. He came to help me with part of my job like a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And I'm working, and every time I work, I'm like singing songs and shit. And I know I was singing some Tenacious D song at that point, and
nice.
I wasn't paying attention. So he was like right next to me, and I'm just like, you don't always have to fuck her hard, you know. And he's like right there, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, what's up, dude? And he just holds his hand out like this because we have to use some labels, and he basically wanted to take like half of them to help me out with my job, which is cool, but he literally just stared at me with his hand out like that, and I said
nothing.
So I just like sat there and I looked at him for like 3 seconds, and I was like, you okay, dude? And he just sat there and held his hand out and just kept staring at me, and I was like, okay, dude. So I just handed him to him and I just walked away. I'm like, really? That's the exchange we have? Like, what the fuck was that?
If I just walked up on somebody and they're singing Tenacious D, I'm gonna giggle because they don't know I can hear them. And as soon as they turn around, I'm gonna shit my pants laughing. It's Tenacious D. Some people don't know how to let loose, though.
I don't know, man. That seems to be like pretty. That seems to be the thing around here, though, doesn't it? Especially
Here,
from where you used to be, it was definitely that way. Definitely. And I know that
a lot of its environment, I would say.
But it doesn't have to be, is the thing. It doesn't have to be at all, dude.
Many don't know outside of the city they live in. That is the issue.
True.
They haven't experienced the awesome world that we live in.
True. I think I realized the world was a really big, diverse place the first time I went to New York. And I stayed there for a week, and I got to look around. I got to do a lot of sightseeing and got to walk around and check out some really cool shit and meet a lot of cool people. And I went to a place that had shit going on all the time. Not like trouble stuff, but just like stuff to do, you know, places to go eat, things to go see, and yada yada. But it's a really different place there than it is here. Like they're polar opposites, dude. And don't get me wrong, I'm not talking shit about this area because I was born and raised here. I like it. But
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to people and their personalities, we're not necessarily hitting the bullseye in the mark. You know, we're shooting around
Right.
the edges of the dartboard here. It's like, damn, dude, you think we'd be able to loosen up just a little bit? Just a little
Right.
bit.
Yeah, I would say it's a lot of where people just haven't been able to experience what the world is.
Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. I want to know what the answer is, though, because it really bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I can't fucking joke with anybody, and I want to so bad.
I can't blame you. Hey, I'm telling you, the area that I live, you guys could move out this way. Plenty of jobs. It's nice out here.
She's not going to go for it, dude.
I love it here.
She won't do it. I've tried.
We'll try to. We'll have to have a. A double date? That's the word I was looking for. Double date.
Yeah.
My lady can talk to yours.
She'd
We'll
probably
see.
she'd probably like that, considering like we don't talk to anybody here.
It's true.
Just
That's
because
another
of,
big reason why I left that area.
Well, when like I said, I was born and raised here, man. And when I was first growing up into it, the census had about 25,000 people here, and that
Mhm.
was the last census they took was 15 years ago, and the most recent one they took was, I think, in 10 years later, 10 or 15 years later. The 2015 census said there was 9,500 people here in 15 years, dude. That's a shitload of people. 16,000 people left this place.
Yep.
And it shows, dude.
hmm
But
it's a dying city.
yeah, and
We'll definitely have to get together. I think it would help a lot.
probably
No pressure or nothing like that, but
no,
motion is always good.
not for me, man. I used to get nervous about making rash decisions like moving to a place or
hmm
going somewhere I've never been. But I think that kind of comes with, like you said, the environment, to be cautious of everything all the time. And I didn't want to live that way. I didn't want to live that way at all. I wanted to experience life. I wanted to learn shit. I wanted to meet new people and meet different people.
Oh, yeah.
And
Learning shit is good.
yeah,
Definitely learn.
because I wanted
Best
to
thing
live my
for
life
everyone.
that way. I met a lot of cool people, did a lot of cool shit with my career, been on TV, been in fucking movies, been an international fucking model, done a lot of cool business shit, and I got to hang out with a whole shitload of famous people all the time. And that was because I didn't want to live a sedentary life that wasn't that wasn't me, man. I can't do it.
Nice.
That probably explains why I always have something up my sleeve, Griff, by the way.
That's good to have, though.
Yeah, I think so.
Keep the mind constantly working and flowing.
Yeah, I have to do stuff like that. That's just how I'm supposed to be.
hmm
I learned that later in life. I wish I would have realized it sooner.
I feel you there.
Yeah, I think you can agree with me on that point, but I'm glad I pushed you into doing something that I think that you know you wanted to do, but
Yep.
I think having that push probably helped. I'm not saying it's definitely not all me. I just put the opportunity out there, and you were the one who did all that, and look what you did, man. You're making a kick-ass stream. You're turning yourself into a kick-ass superhero, where thousands of people can come in and watch you and have a kick-ass time. And you've got your own merchandise. You've got your own brand.
Actually, have I showed you the hoodies? I have a hoodie and a shirt. I brought it
Go get one.
with me just in case.
Let's check this shit out.
So, in the future, once things are going pretty well, my first giveaway is going to be 3 hoodies. It'll be 3 Vlad hoodies with the awesome logo that you made.
Oh,
So here,
nice.
it's awesome. They fit really well. So freaking comfy.
Nice. That's like your hero crest.
And I love it so much. And then I got myself a red shirt with the insignia, same logo but gold.
Oh,
Check that out.
dude, that's kick ass.
Yep. Use a local company here where I live. They do an awesome job. Very quick turnaround on getting those done. Inexpensive, nothing crazy.
I think I like that gold one the best, to be honest.
I like it too.
Especially on that red. I bet it'd look good on like navy too.
Probably here. I do agree with that.
Yeah,
My first giveaway I'll ever do, it's going to be Vlad hoodies. And I've had people request just to buy them.
yeah, I gotta get one of those.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Sure.
I wear the hoodie around. I'm still waiting for somebody to be like, "Oh, what is that?" And be like, "Oh, well, this is my logo."
Since you asked, let me
Yeah, right.
Do you ever...
Yeah, I'm pretty stoked for that. I could see me doing my first giveaway, and with how my schedule is, so I'm gonna start doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Yeah.
10 p.m. like I have been.
Gotcha.
This week I tried doing morning streams. They were fun and everything. Not as much numbers wise when it comes to stats that I liked. I just want to see what morning streaming was like.
Yeah.
So I got to play around with it. Kind of got to see what channels, what games do what categories. So yeah, I'm going to be switching to a Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay. All right.
Should be nice.
Well, I'm always watching when I can, but considering I still have to work my full-time job, usually it's Friday and Saturday for me. And
right,
getting up super early sucks, but that's okay. We make it work,
man. Oh yeah.
I still have time to make this kick-ass show, and I still get time to have my friends on it and stuff. And I get to do what I want. I'm my own boss, and I love it.
Sponsored?
Yup. That's also really fucking cool. But do you have any sponsors yet? Do you have any? What do you got going on there?
I've been snooping around, so I just recently found a site that sponsors smaller size streamers. It's called Power Spike.
It's called what?
Power Spike.
Power Spike. Okay.
Yes, powerspike.com, I believe. They have a bunch of small, it's low payments to you, but it's places where you can get sponsors.
Yeah.
Just in the meantime. And they have, certain standards, like you have to mention them so many times or do this or do that.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. You can do demos, unboxing, stuff like that, trying out their products on stream. That's pretty nice. It's to help out, small scale streamers.
That's cool though. It gets your foot in the door. That's all you need.
Yeah, I found that off of Streamkey podcast.
Oh, okay.
I've been checking out a few sponsors myself. So the company that owns Bang, I hit them up to see what their standards are.
Yeah, they're high.
Quite the following for that.
No, I don't either.
little too big for my britches on that one.
Yeah, me too.
The Instagram page I get my workouts from in my stealth suit, my black hoodie that I work out in. Hit them up to see if they do sponsorships yet. They do not. They're not big enough, so I'm gonna keep pestering them until they're able to.
Good. Keep bugging people.
We're gonna see if the guy that's going to be making my suit, if he's going to be able to sponsor me or not. Regardless, I'm going to be repping what he's making, so
yeah,
should be good.
He might as well be, right? I mean, at least
I just got to fill in my britches.
At least hook him up with some props every stream and be like, "Hey, you guys like this suit? Go check out this dude."
Exactly. Yeah, I'm excited. I think I'm more excited for the mask because I know it's real. It's on its way. But I'm still waiting for the concept for the armor.
Gotcha.
So, we'll see.
It's going to take a while, though, but it's going to be kick-ass, dude. I'm really excited to see it. And
yeah, the mask, it needs to be here. It's killing me.
I just hope that by the time it's all said and done, when you have your tool belt on when everything's built, that in your holster there's a small bottle of vodka.
That'd be nasty. Like in the pouches, like little bottles of alcohol, you just throw it to people.
You should just get one of those utility belts like Batman has, right? Like the one that his yellow belt, and then instead of all the slots, and instead of having like smoke grenades and like little hearing devices and shit, you can just have those like $1 bottles of vodka all the way around your fucking belt. Or you should get like one of the cross holsters full of just vodka bottles.
Just knocking people out with baby bottles of vodka.
Make a custom utility belt that just holds potatoes in every holster.
That'd be awesome. So awesome.
I'd do it. I don't know. I put on the tack vest for this one just because I haven't worn it in a while and I like to wear it. I don't know if I'm going to wear it much often or very often or what, but I don't know. I get mixed reactions from it. Some people are like, that's cool. And some people are like, what's wrong with you, dude?
You look like you're special ops because you have the beard.
That's what they say.
All those guys grow up.
Yeah.
You have the buff for it, so you're good.
Yeah, I know. Everything seems to fall into place here. You know, like I've got everything here, and like I said, I get mixed reactions from it, but I don't care. I like the thing. I like it.
Yeah, it looks good.
It feels good.
Right? I need to find mine. I don't know where mine's at.
That's not a good thing, dude. Especially if you need it.
It's the vest I wore when I first started being a superhero, and I didn't know what gear to wear. So yeah, I haven't worn it in a while.
You slowly find out from your superhero travels what's necessary and what's completely unnecessary. And then you can usually spot the newer superheroes based on what they have on them, on their person.
Based on their gear. It's exactly right. That's why now, the only thing I have now is just shirt, a belt, boots, and pants.
There you go.
I don't need a whole lot.
You really don't. When it always came down to it, for me, I didn't really need a whole lot. I just talked to people normally, and that's really the only weapon that you need is a robust vocabulary, a charming personality, a good sense of humor, and you're fucking good to go.
Oh yeah.
And maybe an ink pen, because you're gonna need that definitely.
Yes. Ink pad, notes, you're good.
Yeah. And maybe a knife just to get like the dirt off the belt, off the bottom of your boots.
Yeah.
But not to stab people. More so like a utility knife. You know, you need a good utility knife because shit happens and stuff breaks, and you know. But that's about it. Verbal jujitsu, verbal judo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Your voice has to be able to do this. This.
I think
just like occasional high kick. Yeah.
If I had to describe my voice whenever I was a superhero, I would have to describe it as verbal Wing Chun, because it was just completely constant, straight across the board, all the time, like this. You know, it never changes. It's always the same, and all my life it's never going to change. So I've always been told, they're like, oh, you got a voice for radio. Yeah, I know. That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then other people are like, dude, when I talk to you, when I'm upset, I just get so calm, and it's just your voice. And I'm just like, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, really? That's where you look at and go, yeah, baby.
Yeah, baby.
Some Barry White. Verbal jujitsu. Nice.
It works, though. You got to be clever with your words. I don't think there's anybody out there who can try to burn me in a burn game. I know that's for sure. And if they can, they've got to be very, very good. I'm very skilled at the burns. I'm not talking your mama jokes. I'm talking about hitting people in the depths of their souls, in places.
Deep in
yeah, and in places only they know it's gonna hurt.
Oh yeah.
I pissed a couple of guys off a lot, so much to the point that I made 2 people cry in my lifetime, but they deserved it, just with words.
See, I'm not good at that.
I never used to be, man, but sometimes, like, everybody has their limit, man, and you take me past that limit, I go Super Saiyan on you. I don't fucking give up.
Beard goes blonde. It's beautiful.
It sticks straight up in the air. I can't see. Fuck this. It's like
Eyes go white.
it's like this. There's a lightning coming out of my shit. Shoot a lightning bolt in my asshole.
Yeah, you start monologuing, shit gets crazy. Old monologuing.
So what? When we go check out the clubs we're gonna check out, where are we gonna go? We're gonna go down toward you.
Yes, there's two places. There's Crackers, and
Okay.
there's Morty's.
I know Morty's. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Morty's normally has Chuck Pagano, right? Chuck Pagano, is that the football player that is comedian from
Yeah.
Colts?
Yeah.
Right, Chuck, yeah. He does Morty's a whole lot.
Yeah.
Crackers normally has a pretty good selection as well.
I didn't. I
The
did
one
not
I'll
know.
be going to this Tuesday is Crackers.
Okay. You'll have to let me know
Yep.
how it is because I've never
Oh,
been
yeah.
to that one.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting.
We used to have one up here, and I know it was never very good. And they're
Yeah.
closed now because of it.
Imagine that.
I think
So-
there's a reason for that. I'm not sure though.
What I'm nervous about is with the location that the city that it's in isn't known for its comedians.
Really?
Normally, if you go to open mics, the big cities, Chicago, that's a
Yeah.
big one. A
Yeah.
lot of people go, if they're in anywhere near our area in comedy, they go up to Chicago because that's the potential for growth because that's where a lot of people go.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see what happens there.
I'm Marco, Captain America.
Leo's Van
Russia?
Hoon.
Promoting coffee seems
Yeah.
amazing.
Seems amazing. Ivan Vanko.
Well, let me tell you what, Van Hun, it is. You're right. Your first guess on that notion was correct. It is amazing. I think I have the best coffee you're probably gonna find. If you really like coffee, dude, if you're really into coffee, go check it out. I'm not just saying that because I own it and because I have to. I'm saying that because it's true.
It's good for coffee.
It's AAA gourmet, all organic, delicious shit. The only reason, like, this is legitimately what happened, is I tried a sample of it, of my own shit, and immediately after I tried it, I was like, oh, this is what coffee's supposed to taste like.
This is how
And I've never looked back.
How about that?
I've never looked back. I never will. I'm
Yeah,
turning
when my
into a
wife
wine
got
connoisseur of coffee.
it.
What was her first reaction when she tried it?
Oh, she about shit a kitten.
A
She
shit?
was so surprised. She was like, a shit. Yeah, she almost had a shitting. She was so mind blown. She's like, oh my god, this is good. I think the first one we had was Cameroon.
Yes, that's one of the best ones, dude. In my opinion, it's probably the best one.
Cameroon, Mexican, and Nicaraguan.
Yeah, the Mexican's really, really
I
good
believe.
too.
I like it.
So, Cameroon is actually surprisingly really, really popular for its coffee because of the soil that it grows in. Doesn't come anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really trying to get in what's called a Kona blend. It comes from Hawaii.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a certain trade wind that hits Hawaii that doesn't hit anywhere else, and what it allows the soil to do is mix in a very diverse way, mixed with the temperature, mixed with the salt water, mixed with the volcanic rock that it's under, allows certain minerals to grow, and allows the coffee to have a certain taste that you literally cannot find anywhere else on earth. And it gives you like this nice soft taste of coffee that doesn't have the acidic aftertaste and doesn't give you
Mhm.
acid reflux. It's
That's
amazing.
pretty wild.
Yeah, imagine coffee that gives you the kick that doesn't have like the robust like ugh to it, you know?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Science, bitches.
Yeah,
It's awesome.
I had some
Oh,
Hamburg, one of the oldest coffee businesses in Germany.
story.
Taste of Hawaii or the volcanic ashes. Sorry, sort of half listen. Well, you missed the fucking story, dude.
You missed on all of it. You're
you,
screwed.
you missed the best part of the coffee story.
That's what you get for calling me Marvel's worst villain, Ivan Vanko.
I'm glad you caught that one.
Yes. Mickey Rourke.
Oh
He
my
was
God.
so not happy about that role.
I want my bird.
I want my bird. You want your what?
It's not
I
my
want
bird.
my bird. He straight up, he trash talked Marvel after that.
Really?
Oh yeah, it was bad.
He didn't do too bad as the character. He did not
Yeah.
do too bad, but
They wrote him badly.
yeah, they did. I liked some of the aspects of it, but for him being so, like, his character being just,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. His character was fucking weirdo.
Yeah, they were trying too hard to integrate the whole Shield in Stark and make Stark more responsible for himself.
Yeah.
They were really focused on his character development, and they just did it a really weird way.
Well, you know, the best way that they could probably do to fix that is probably follow the story how it's supposed to be told.
There you go. That's why I think that's why 3 did so good, because that was all character development. That was him dealing with his emotions.
If you're gonna make a series as big as Iron Man, like as big as his character is, you almost have to do 3. I mean, because you have to tell a story, and you can't do it in just 120 minutes. You can't.
No.
When you're starting.
The Stark has one hell of a
going
story.
after 5 minutes. That's what we do here, man. That's what we do here.
Oh, the best.
But that was one of the things that always bothered me. Is like, I know, like, the cop out was always, well, this is a different universe, so we can, you know, they're just essentially saying we can do what we want, and we'll just tell people it's a different universe. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, man. Like, if you're gonna tell the Flashpoint Paradox story, tell the story the right fucking way, because that's one of the best stories in comic book history ever of all time. This Flashpoint Paradox, and the Flash TV series that was on did not do it justice. I was so fucking mad, man. So mad.
Yep. As soon as you mess with time travel, you have to be very careful in any show. That's why Rick and Morty won't touch it, because it's a slippery slope to mess with any sort of time manipulation.
It is. It really is, though. But, like, if you really think about it in real terms, like, let's say, like, you could go, like, let's say you had a time machine, right? Like, if you did, and you wanted to, like, change something, like, stupid that you did, like, last week. Like, if you go back to a week ago, does everything that you did in that time window, did it never happen? Or do you start a new parallel universe? Or, like, there are a lot of questions that I have that I want to know, and nobody has a really good definite answer. And they're not, like, not even Neil deGrasse Tyson has definite answers about this shit. And it bugs me so much because I want to know.
I want to know.
I need to get a scientist on here. Somebody who's...
See, I always like the idea with deja vu is that you are having the same action as a parallel universe you.
Yeah.
So when you have deja vu, it's the parallel universes crossing.
Dude.
For that short time.
Taking that into consideration. Think about this. Think about this. This is going to flip your shit.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I don't want to pee myself.
You're going to. Think about this. Okay, if a deja vu scene happens, you know how, like, you're not doing anything important of substance or anything, and you have that deja vu moment, and you kind of do that, like, look around, like, I've fucking been here before, right? Happens every time.
Yes.
What if you found a way to have deja vu so much to the point that you could control that moment, control that very moment, and in that moment, let's say your theory is true, that you could stop and talk to your parallel universe self for just a couple seconds and have a
Oh.
conversation with your own self.
Oh, that'd be nasty.
This is my
Oh,
shit.
theory.
I love talking about this stuff.
Ah, that's crazy. I like it.
I like the theory that dreams are what you've been experiencing. And once you wake up, it's a soft reset. You keep some memories, some skills, but start again. Explains deja vu's a bit. Explains my terrible memory. That's
I
not
like
a
it.
bad way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I don't want to argue the point because I'm not argumentative about it, but if dreams are what you've been experiencing, then why do I have such crazy fucking dreams of shit that's never happened? You know, like,
Right.
I've had some pretty fucking crazy dreams. Like, I remember one dream specifically where I was with my friends and we were able to fly whenever we wanted to. And we were just kids playing around, doing kid shit, and we were just flying around. Instead of running, we would just fly.
That's
I don't
awesome.
know if that was like an emotional response to like the happiness that I felt, that I was so happy I was like flying to be with my friends, or what. But dude,
I remember to this day, one of the most vivid dreams I had was I had a son.
ooh,
It was so powerful, I woke up crying from happiness.
yeah.
It was that vivid. I woke up like, what the fuck is going on? It was awesome. I was like, that was the coolest dream ever.
Oh, maybe it's a defense mechanism and we're all psychopaths. Maybe. I'm of the belief that anything is possible. I'm not gonna discredit anything because it sounds fucking stupid, because I'm not smart enough to prove it otherwise, and I don't think anybody can really prove for sure that they know what the fuck they're talking about. Like, science will tell you that gravity is a real thing. I'm sure it is. But you can't chart it, you can't map it, you can't put it into an equation, really. There's no, like, you can't touch it. It's just a force that exists. We all see it every day. But is it really gravity? Is gravity really a thing?
Right?
I don't know. I think probably
It's a label for why things fall.
I think that in life we kind of find out that there are some answers that we're never going to really have the answer to. But I think that it helps to have some sort of response to offer some clarity so people don't freak the fuck out.
Yep. I agree. I like all of it. I agree with Laios as well.
Yeah. You think it's arrogant enough to say you're the only intelligent life form? Yeah, I don't really know, man. I love space shit. I love galaxy and universe stuff, which is probably why I love comic books, because they talk a lot about that shit. But define life, though, because we're technically carbon-based life, and I think there's carbon everywhere in the universe. So does that necessitate life? I think it depends on what one considers life. Some people would consider that some animal walking around. Some people would consider that some plant growing out of the ground. Some people would consider that the composition of the microorganisms in water. I would totally classify something you'd see under a microscope as living, because it moves around. It has to eat, and it has to eat to survive.
Crazy. I like the theory. Of course, Joe Rogan said it.
Yeah.
He goes, we might not even have an organ to perceive what other life is.
We might
because
not.
we have only so many senses. Maybe we're missing a sense to be able to sense whatever else is alive in the universe.
Well, people think that you have 5 major senses, right?
Yeah.
I think that's a widely accepted version, but I think science is saying we have something around like 22 different senses that we might even be conscious of, because if you think about it, your body self-regulates things. Like your immune system does everything on its own without question. When you get a cold, you don't have to start that button. Your body just does it. You don't have to tell yourself to breathe. You don't have to tell yourself how to not choke on your food when you swallow it. You have a sense of spatial recognition. You have a sense of distance. You take yourselves as the main point of interest. I think that was probably the problem from the beginning, is that we thought we were the centric part of the universe. When you,
it's crazy to think about what else is out there.
It's crazy to think about, though, dude. If you look at the Milky Way galaxy and you see all those bright little specks out there, if you pull up a picture of the Milky Way galaxy, those brightest spots that you see, if you Google image it, those are all suns. And all of those suns are monstrously huge. Our sun is big. Those suns are 50 to 100 times bigger. It's hard to say, dude. Just imagine that, we're a galaxy: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. 9 planets. Some people say 8. But imagine going to a place where there's a sun 10 times bigger than our sun, 10 times brighter than our sun, meaning that technically it could hold 10 times the amount of planets, meaning that there are probably like 90 planets in that solar system.
Holy shit.
But there are millions of solar systems inside the Milky Way galaxy. Oh, we're fucking...
Possibilities are endless.
Oh, jeez. We're a drop of sand in a galaxy of fucking sand, dude.
Oh, yeah. I always... the thing that drives me nuts in space movies, like Matthew McConaughey, it starts with an I.
Interstellar.
When they land on the water planet. And they're just like, yeah, we're just going to hop out and just walk in this water. As soon as they did it, the first time I saw it, I was like, no, you don't know what's in there. Don't go in the water. No creature is in it. Oh, I about had an anxiety attack. I was like, you are going to die from sea monsters. See you later.
I mean, it's a strong possibility. It's hard to say. I mean...
Oh, my God. It's terrifying.
Christopher Nolan spent 10 years writing the script for that movie. Did you know that?
I did not. Makes sense now.
He did a lot of research. Yeah, he did a lot of research on that movie. It's actually one of my favorite movies, except there's a lot of things wrong with it. I won't get into all of that, but one thing that I really hate about movies that deal with anything about space is that there's always, like, anytime you do the space scenes, there's always noise. Always. There's no sound in fucking space.
Nothing.
And you always, like, especially Star Wars, dude. Star Wars really, really bugs me because every time... It's like, you're in fucking outer space, dude. Where is that sound echoing off of? What are we doing here? I'm playing. It's the only one who touches on that comment. And I kind of agree with that, Leos. I kind of agree with that. He says it's crazy enough to think that our planet's the only one that got jizzed on by a comet. But who's to say? Who's to say that that's even how the life was formed, though, man? I mean, I don't think we're ever really gonna know. I think that there's probably an infinite set of possibilities, of infinite number of chances that we could have been developed. Would I want to watch a film that has 65% silence because of space? See, I'm one of the rare few who would tell you yes, because I would like it to be accurate more than I would like it to be entertaining. The accuracy is part of the entertainment value for me. So, yeah.
Yeah. Good shit.
Yeah, I like to learn shit, man. I like to learn shit. I'm always learning something. Always. I'm always looking at shit. But I'm not too... I don't know. What's the word I'm looking for, Vlad? Naive, arrogant, ignorant. I don't know. Mentally, I guess I'll say mentally immature. I'm not too mentally immature that I couldn't wrap my head around the possibility of anything being possible. Literally anything.
Yep. I'm still waiting for Superman to appear.
It's possible. It's possible that... You know what else is possible is that he could probably already exist, and we just don't know about it because it's
like in Flashpoint. He's just kept underground. We don't know about it.
Well, who's to say that there's not some form of life that's on Earth right now that just moves fast enough that it's undetectable by anything at this point in time.
Exactly.
Because we invented electricity, right? And electricity is not a constant signal, it flickers. And when you get a camera that shoots a high enough frame rate and you slow it down, you can see the lights flickering. So you'll constantly see this little on off of the lights if you have fluorescent lighting, and that's why you get those, like when you watch documentaries all the time, like on TV, you watch the real life shit. You always see video cameras that pick up like TVs in the background, and they're always flickering. It's because of the frame rate, and it slows down. But to our eyes, it looks constant.
Yes. Hold on, real quick. I have to pee like a madman. I'll be right back.
Go ahead, dude. Go ahead.
Okay, entertain everybody. I'll be right back.
Go tinkle.
Go tinkle.
That's why I took the Slayers comparison. In that game, you can discover primitive civilizations reaching from Iron Age to modern society, and you can simply build an observation post in orbit of the planet, presumably either quite high up or cloaked, and you can choose your observation focus. That's kind of what's that space game they made for PlayStation? I bought it when it first came out, and it was a flop, and then they updated it, and it was kind of a flop, but less of a flop. No Man's Sky. I haven't played that in a really long time, but it's kind of a similar idea. I don't know if they give you the ability or capacity to make life, but you can discover new planets that have different forms of life that are designed on different algorithms and stuff. But that's kind of the same premise, man. That'd be cool, though. I would just kind of sit and observe. I would be a watcher in that case, man. I would just watch, see what they do, see how they interact with each other, all of that bullshit. It doesn't have to be accurate to be a theory. Is the thing is, I think, especially in today's world, man, we take ourselves way too seriously, and everybody has to just know the exact fact. Everybody has to know the truth. Everybody has to cite the references. Everybody has to just. You can't make one move in the wrong direction, or you're gonna hear it, and somebody's gonna make fun of you and do all that bullshit. And I don't think that's very cool, in my opinion. If some alien race had much higher tech,
Brand new man.
you made your intro. How do you feel, buddy?
Yeah, the amount of energy, drink, and water I've had today is possibly dangerous.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to pee pretty quick too, because that alcohol is gonna run through me pretty fast. But that's okay.
Nice. So, not to completely change from the science crazy shit that we were talking about earlier.
No, that's cool.
Have you played God of War yet? The newest one?
I can't fucking stand that game, dude. I
You
can't do
haven't
it.
yet?
I can't play it. I can't stand it. I'm not gonna lie, man. You're my friend, and I'll tell you the truth. I hate games that have those breaks from the main story and require you in levels to solve puzzles.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, like you have to like find so many potted plants and discover a clue, and then collect all the clues to open a door that just gives you loot. And
yeah,
I can't do it. I can't do it.
I can't play. It still has that platformer solve puzzles aspect to it. I can see that.
The only game that's kind of like around the same idea was The Last of Us. Have you ever played that?
Yep. That was beautiful as well.
It's a beautiful game, and it still is a great game. But they don't give you those breaks in the storyline to solve stupid puzzles. I mean, puzzles are part of the game. You have to, find the right route to escape or whatever. But there's not like a Joel, you have to find these pieces of paper and collect these items and like do all this stupid shit to get on with the story. The story was great. The story was beautiful. I love that game because of it, because they didn't do it. Last of Us is a horror game. What? No, it's
big
not.
thing. the big thing with God of War that got me is they were able to make a hack and slash just like the old ones
Which is cool.
that had really good combat basis.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't just button jamming. You could actually time it and do cool shit with your timing.
Yeah.
But the story, the overarching story in it is amazing.
I'm
Because-
a fan of the stories through and through. I
Mhm.
am. It's just those stupid breaks that you have to take
Exactly.
from the story. I want to continue the story.
That's correct.
I don't.
So I never played the old ones on, PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 2 and all those. Never played those.
That might be my
I
problem.
actually had to look up videos to know what the hell happened,
Yeah.
but you really don't need it for this game. But what is cool is because Kratos is an older man. He finally has a child.
Yep.
Another child. And the entire time you're like, dude, come on, whoop some ass. And you realize throughout the entire story, he's having to hold himself back. Because in all the old games, you're just this rage monster that's kicking anus. You're like the Hulk almost. You're just whooping ass everywhere. In this, you see him so restrained in his abilities because he doesn't want to show his child how crazy he can be.
Yeah.
Doesn't want to show his true side.
Hey.
And there's a part in the game where he gets to show his son, and it's beautiful.
How much do you trust me?
Whole bunches.
Do you have your phone handy?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to. You're gonna call something. I want you to call it and listen to it. You're gonna like it. It's really cool.
Okay.
It's an Easter egg. Since you're talking about this specific subject, just call it. You gotta
I'm
trust me.
guessing the Infinity Gauntlet in God of War.
No. Okay, get out your phone, put it on speakerphone, and I'm gonna give you this number to dial and call it.
Oh, jeez, I'm scared. Okay.
And just let me know when you're ready.
Ready?
1-888-447.
Yep. 447.
5594.
Oh, jeez, I'm scared.
Nah,
Is this
it's
for
really
follow-up?
cool. It's really cool.
Oh, jeez. Okay. Speaker.
By the gods, you've done it. Somehow you found your way here to me. My congratulations and my respect.
What the fuck?
Together, we shall conquer the perils that lay before us, and we shall always... Dude, they did it. They found our Easter egg. Who are you? It's me, David Jaffe. I directed the game.
How old is this?
A couple of years.
War? Go away, or don't you get it? You guys, they spent all that time breaking those statues. I mean, they must have taken like forever. And then they figured out the whole code thing. I do not know what you are talking about. We get this secret pretty damn deep, huh, Kratos? If I kill you, I will get help over. So wait. If you...
Holy shit! It is crazy. So I'm guessing it's a number you can find in the old game.
That is a number that you can find in the old game if you do a series of things through the entirety of the game. You have to do like 6 different things. Yeah.
You hear they finally finished finding all the secret levels in the original Doom?
Oh my god, dude. They hid so much shit
Yeah.
into that game.
They found the last secret room.
When? Like
This year.
recently?
Oh, not 2019, but 2018.
Who found it?
I can't remember. But yeah, they finally found all of it. They have it all now.
That guy was probably running around the entirety of the fucking game, just hopping around,
And there
trying
was-
to glitch into shit.
Yeah, right. There was, of course, there had to be a certain sequence for you to be able to find this room, and it took what 30 years
Well, they finally
almost.
It was a similar thing for Super Mario 64 as well.
Oh my god, that game.
Yeah, there was a guy who recently, I think toward mid last year, found one of the very last glitches in the game. I'm gonna have to look it up because I'm gonna sound like an idiot
Yeah.
if I'm talking out of my ass, and I don't want to be wrong. But um, I think you could glitch through one part of the level and go to the end of the game, if I remember right.
Jeez.
But don't
Just goes
quote me on
through.
it. Mario Kart ran long.
Mario Kart.
That's all right, dude. Glad to have you back, though, Griff.
That's awesome.
But
But
yeah, he
did you
just
play?
found it.
Go ahead.
He just found it, like I said, mid last year, and that game's been out for what, like 20 years?
Easily. Yeah.
Imagine though, dude. Use your imagination and more modernized games. Think about how much shit we're missing.
Oh, I can't imagine. There's probably still stuff hidden in the original Portal.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. There's probably still stuff hidden in the original Destiny that I spent hours searching for, and I find clues to stuff that I can't find anywhere. That's not on Reddit. It's not on Google. It's not anywhere, and I find shit.
No.
I'm like, what the fuck did I find? There's no other clues leading to it or up to it. You're just stuck in a hole, and you're like, I don't know what to do.
See, that's why I liked the newest Doom, the Doom that came out in 2016.
Yeah.
It's just a more graphic retelling of the original story back in the 90s or late 80s.
Yeah.
So they just rejuvenated that, and they're starting this whole new process again. And they actually build a proper backstory behind it all. And there's secret stuff in that, just like in the old games. And you can find secret parts of a map that is in the old pixelated graphics.
That's because nobody ever found this shit, and they know it.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay,
it's
we gotta give them the answers finally.
But yeah, they put a backstory. So the Doom guy is what we've always called him, but it's a bloodline of people called Doom Slayers.
Mm.
Throughout all of eternity, there has always been a Doom Slayer. This man or woman was made to defeat any sort of evil.
So Buffy.
In the most brutal ways, to the point to where that's what they crave and live for.
So it's like Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Exactly. You are Buffy. But yeah, in the beginning of the game, you wake up, they resurrected you through a sarcophagus that was sealed and was in hell.
Oh, shit.
They took your sarcophagus out of hell, brought it to Earth, and was like, hey, we need your help. We have a bunch of assholes. You're a Doomslayer. Kill them. I'm like, all right, I'll do that.
So it's a mix of Judge Dredd, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Ghost Rider.
Exactly. Pretty much.
And Spawn.
And Spawn. Oh, my God.
Which, by the way,
Yep.
they are remaking Spawn.
Jamie Foxx.
Yup. Did you also see who plays Mysterio in the new Spider-Man?
Yeah. Oh my God.
Jake fucking Gyllenhaal.
So the rumor is, oh hey, Bat Nation.
Bat Nation, what's up, buddy?
Rumor is that he's gonna be like a hero at first.
He was always a hero, and he has a story.
I see. I've never been deep into Mysterio.
Me either, but in reading a lot of comic books, you kind of do some research after a while, and you figure out some shit. But everybody, like, I hate when I hear people say, I don't like comic books, I don't like superheroes, because there is literally a superhero out there for everybody. And if you don't like them on the surface, look at their backstory, and there's going to be somebody out there that you're going to love.
Yep.
And there are a lot of people that love Batman because of the movies. I get it. There are a lot of people who like the Hulk because of the Avengers and everybody, I get all that hype stuff, but I've always loved the Flash, man. I've always loved the Flash because of the backstory, because he's an amazing superhero, and he's a very underrated superhero. He's relatable. And as super powered as he is, when it comes down to his backstory, he's just a normal guy that feels the same way every fucking buddy else does.
Yep.
And he deals with a lot of regret and a lot of deep shit. and
Mm-hmm.
you get to a point where you're learning about past Flash and future Flash, who's all like gadgeted out like a fucking beast, and future
Yeah.
Flash fights past Flash, and it gets crazy, man. A smooth voice of yours is amazing, but I gotta get some rest. Sorry, man. It's a good voice to listen to while you're falling asleep, by the way. So
You should open up a ASMR YouTube channel.
I've been told I have a good voice for light jazz, just because the way I talk, and it's just my voice, you guys. Okay, sorry.
Right.
I don't know how I'm ever supposed to be funny if I have a voice that's calming.
Right? He's gonna open up a light jazz radio channel. Lex 101.9.
No, check this out. Listen to this. You ready?
Yep.
Just imagine you're listening to like some light saxophone, like the end of like a Dave Matthews Band song, right? You know. Okay, this is the radio station you're driving home after a long day at work. Okay, guys, that was Dave Matthews Band with Dream Girl. You're listening to the Light Jazz radio station 101.9. This is the Real Lax. I hope everybody out there is having a great night, listening to some light jazz. Are you on your way home from work? I'm not. I don't get off until midnight.
Oh, shit. That's too awesome. Oh, good.
I know. I'm doing voiceover work, though, because of it, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got it.
I know.
It's for sure.
Anybody can do it, though.
I can't do any of the voice work until I have my proper setup.
We got to get you a mic, dude. We have to. We got to get you a mic, and I've got this camera sitting over here waiting for you to take it home. And it's way better than the one you have.
Right.
And
yeah, I'm using a PlayStation camera.
Bad, did you just clip that whole fucking thing?
Nice.
Badass.
Beautiful. Oh, beautiful.
You're listening to the Laxcast on Light Jazz Radio 101.9. I want to have sex with his voice.
Oh, no, it's jazz flute. I was totally scared. It's so beautiful. Told me with a good time.
No, if you got like $50 though, you get yourself a snowball, because those are pretty good mics. That was the first mic that I had, and it did the job. The only issue, the only issue I had with it was it's just a little quiet, dude. But hey, hold on.
Delicious.
I know it's in here somewhere. Where the fuck did it go? Where the fuck did it go?
What you do?
Ah, there it is. You, sir. Need you one of these.
Yep. I have it on my wish list on Amazon.
That's not a snowball though, baby. That's a Blue Yeti. You need to get you one of those.
The blue. Nice.
Blue Yeti. Look those up.
Oh, for sure.
Yo, Magic
That's
Juice. What's going on, dude?
juice.
He got the magic juice. You're gonna go upside
The
down.
magic-
You sleep on your head? Sounds uncomfortable as shit. No, I'm just kidding, dude. Have a good night, man.
Going upside down.
Oh my god, I gotta pee so bad, dude. Can you talk for like 2 minutes?
Oh, most definitely.
I'm sure you can, because I know you got a lot of fun shit to talk about. But I'm gonna set the camera on you real quick. I want to mute my side of the mic. I gotta pee so bad. I'll be right back.
Sounds
I'm
good.
sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Alright, guys. I'll do a whole bunch of promotional shit on my end. Hello, everybody. It's me, Vlad. I don't know how familiar you guys are with me, but I am your friendly neighborhood Vlad, all the Russian superhero you need on a daily basis. This is my second time on this podcast, believe it or not. Lex got to interview me right when I first started streaming. I think I was in my first week when I did my first podcast with Lex. Well, hello, Griff. How are you? Yeah, as I was telling Lex earlier in the stream, big things are coming to the channel. Hello! What's up, that magic juice? Yeah, big things are coming to the channel. I am essentially, I didn't realize it until recently, I am the first superhero on Twitch. So I gotta make a big impact. Should be awesome. So excited for it. Get some badass mask. Get some armor coming my way. Shit's gonna hit the fan. There's gonna be explosions. There we go. My phone was dying. But yeah. How are you guys tonight? That magic juice. Griff man. Ooh. Also, my channel is Friendly Neighborhood Vlad. I also have an Instagram by the same name. And that's where all of my goofy shit outside of stream happens. That's actually where I got all my start from. I started on Snapchat, just entertaining my buddies, and then ended up making an Instagram. Just hanging out for a bit. Well, thank you for hanging out, that magic juice. It's much appreciated. But yeah, I won't be doing streaming full time, but my new schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 p.m. Eastern. So that'll be a regular. It'll help get things moving on my end. Oh, there he is.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Sorry. I had to pee so bad. I had to pee before this. I was just trying to hold it the whole time, but I knew we were going to talk a lot too, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I almost lifted off the ground from my pee. Oh, thank you for the follow, Griffman.
Yay.
And my buddy that was wanting to get on the podcast with you, Luke.
Yeah.
He recently changed his stream channel to what his company name is, which is Third Impact Productions.
Okay. I'll have to look him up
So
and
today,
get him on the show.
today's Friday, right? Yeah, they're doing, I think, another horror game.
Yeah.
Today, and I just got my notification. They're live right now.
Ooh.
Dude's awesome. He's a big supporter of the channel. He's a Vladite himself in the sidekick.
Well, I'm going to have to go check him out. Hopefully.
Oh, yeah.
I have a lot of aspirations with doing the podcasting stuff, man, because I know that I'm shit at Fortnite, and I'm pretty good at Overwatch, dude. I'm almost level 70, by the way.
Dude, you're nasty with Overwatch.
Yeah, I'm nasty at that game. But I know what's going to happen is I'm going to get older, and I'm going to get slower.
That is normal.
And I'm not going to be able to play competitive games like I used to. So you always, guys, take my advice. Everybody take my advice. Always have a backup plan. Always work on one project. Have it be your main project. But don't put all your eggs in one basket. Have a side project and develop the side project, because if something happens to your main project, you're fucked. You always need to have a fallback option. Have 2 fallback options. Fuck it, have 16 if you want to. But make sure it's something that you want to do. I think that's part of a lot of our problems. I think you can probably agree with me, Vlad, on that one, is not having freedom in your life is one of the shittiest feelings I think a person can ever feel. I'm currently going through that right now. But one of the things that keeps me going is the show, is this podcast. Because I have something to look forward to at the end of the week that when I hit my Monday and I'm like, God, it's 4:30, I don't want to fucking get up, I don't want to be here, I don't want to go to work. Everybody feels that way. Everybody feels that way. And if there are people out there who haven't quite hit that spot in their life yet, you will. There's always going to be something shitty out there that's going to happen in your life that you don't want to do it. You don't want to have to deal with it. You don't want to have to go
Yep.
through it, but you have to. And you have to keep chugging along, man.
Oh yeah.
Look at us streamers. You know, I would much rather stream to 900 people than, you know, than 15 or 20. Which is fine. I don't care about that. I don't really care about the numbers. It's eventually going to happen. But you have to look toward the future. That's why you have to have projects, and that's why you have to have backup projects. I hate my job, dude. I work 12 hours a day in a shitty place with no windows, and it's a concrete fucking gray building. Everything in there is one big ball of depression. One big cube of depression.
Nice.
And I sneak my headphones in to my job so I can listen to podcasts and so I can learn how to do this job better. Even Arnold Schwarzenegger that we were talking about so avidly earlier. Everybody who's ever done anything significant in their lives, whether it be good or bad or great, will tell you sometimes to get shit done you have to break the rules. One of the rules, specifically for my job, and I know we're deep into the podcast, so I know certain people aren't listening, so I won't get in trouble, but one of the rules is we can't have our cell phones in the building, and we certainly can't have any headphones while we're at work because we work around moving parts. I choose to do both.
Both.
I somehow cleverly acquired the Wi-Fi password at work, and
Nice.
so what I do is I keep my phone in my pocket. I have a pair of wireless headphones. I plug that shit in 12 hours a fucking day, dude, because I would lose my mind in that place. I would lose my fucking mind in that place if I didn't have an outlet outside of it. I have to exist outside of it, otherwise I'll go fucking crazy. But it's not what I want to do with my life, and that's probably why I hate it so much.
Yeah.
I
It's
know.
true.
I'm a rebel. I'm a fucking rebel and a half, dude.
Burn it to the ground.
I think a lot of people look at that. A lot of people look at people who do things like that without considering the deeper aspect of things. Some people would look at me and be like, well, you just don't want to fucking be there. You hate your job and you don't care about your work. Not the case. I care about myself and my mental health. And if I didn't have an outlet outside of there, I would be a depressed fuck sitting in there hating my life, wanting to jump off the edge of the ledge that I work on that's 40 feet up in the air. I really would, dude.
Windows, they don't have any. It is a precaution so people don't do that.
I can't even scream for help outside because there's nowhere to look outside.
Yet no yelling help. There is no help.
But I know that's not what I'm not gonna be there my entire life. Even if I'm there 10 years, I'm not gonna be there my entire life. I know that because I'm gonna keep doing the show. I'm gonna keep doing the podcast. It's gonna keep growing. It's grown. It has literally grown in the last week 10 times what it was when it started.
That's awesome.
I looked at the stats the other day. Every major country on the planet's listening to it right now. Everybody.
Wow.
It's
That's awesome.
It's out there, dude. It is awesome. It is. It's a good start. It's a good start for with that in mind. It doesn't right now. It doesn't mean anything. Meaning that just like with your stream, how you start at 0, and now look at your stream. You know, you've only been streaming a few short months, and your viewership is way up through the roof. Compared to what it was versus now, you look back on it and you're like, that's a fucking noob. And now you're looking at it and you're like, I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. And
once you get to another point in your growth where you're like, hey, I'm doing pretty good, you're going to look back on this moment and you're going to be like, that was a fucking noob. You should you should always be doing that with your life, you guys. Always. You should always be looking forward and moving forward.
I'm constantly either watching videos or listening to podcasts just for any and every kind of tips. Even if it doesn't directly apply to what I'm doing right now in my stream. It prepares me for what I can do. It lets me think of ideas for the weird shit I can do on my channel to make me even more individualized.
Yeah.
Because, like we said, I'm the only superhero. So, with me dancing for every time I get bitties or with my commands, I am very different from anybody else I've seen. And I think that will help me a lot. But I'm constantly seeing what people are doing, taking that, changing it, and then changing it again and making it my own.
And that's what you should always be doing. You're doing the right stuff, and it's proving to work because it is working. And
Yeah.
the proof is in the work. And I think
Jenny!
Oh shit, Jenny's here. Jenny! I have not talked to her in a long ass time, dude.
Welcome.
Yeah, she's always welcome. Everybody's always welcome here. But kind of like what you just said is that, I mean, we're kind of reinforcing each other's statements by, saying we should always be growing and changing, which we know that. But I think a lot of people, what they don't understand is that it's what you do behind the scenes that people don't see that's going to make them want to see your stream. It's going to make them want to listen to the show again.
Good to meet you. Well, nice meeting you, that magic juice.
Yeah, good to see you again, buddy. Come back anytime, man. Go get some rest. Go relax. Get it? Go relax. Nah, punny.
I see what you did there.
But I think, at least in my case, I can only speak for myself, but I think in my case, if a lot of people just hung out with me for a day and kind of watched the shit that I do behind the scenes in order to get shit done and make engaging posts like I did today for you, a lot of people don't go that extra mile to do that, whereas you do because you know it's important. And I do it all the time because I know it's important, because it works. It works every fucking time. That shit that people don't pay attention to, it's more, I don't know if it's more important or just as important. I guess I'll say it's just as important for you to stream as it is to work your ass off in the background for the shit that people aren't watching.
Yep.
It's equally important as actually streaming itself, I think.
Exactly.
Or running a podcast, for that matter.
I realized that this week. So, since I'm recently now a freelance superhero, I'm applying everywhere I can to anywhere that will hire a superhero.
Yeah.
So what I was doing was, this entire week I wanted to see how streaming twice a day went. It was essentially, I was feeling out the field, started doing it, and by Tuesday night, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
So I would wake up, eat, stream, start applying places, doing research, and then trying to do social media, and then getting the house ready for the wife, and then streaming again. And doing that over and over. And I wore myself out so much so that I couldn't stream for 2 days in a row because I was just exhausted and wasn't in the proper headspace to make people laugh.
Yeah.
So I realized, okay, let's shorten that. Let's do it like I was when I was working for the city I was working for, and do it on certain days. So people will get used to, just like having a TV show, okay, he's going to be on this day, this time. Okay, he's going to be on this day, this time. And having that consistency.
Yeah, and that's always going to be one of the key words you're going to find, dude, is consistency. People tell you consistency is key for a reason. It's because it is. One of the things that I've discovered probably a couple of years ago is that in order to make anything grow, whether it's a channel, whether it's a YouTube channel or a Twitch or whatever you're doing, if you're building a brand, if you're designing something, you literally have to plug it into people's heads. You have to make people obsessed with it, and you have to keep reminding people that it's there and that it exists. And what that takes is that background work that we come into. Nick, I can't quite quote you on those words because of the platform that we're on right now, but he can read it and he can see it for himself.
Oh yeah, that's my sidekick. That's Maneki. I love you. Look at that. We got a Vladite in the house.
Yes. How you doing, Nick? Jenny, I miss seeing
He's
you
all-
around. What are you up to, girl? I know you're working all the time and stuff, but
Maneki is also one of my mods.
yeah, he's a good dude, man. He was one of he wasn't one of the first viewers, but he was one of close to the first viewers that was pretty constant on my stuff.
Mhm.
And he's stuck around,
Nice.
and he's just a cool dude. He's a good guy. Really,
Oh,
he's just one of those people that you never have anything bad to say about, you know.
Exactly.
Same
I
with a
would-
lot of people around here, man. Pretty much everybody that comes into my channel to watch or listen, they're all kind of like that. They're just good fucking people, and that's the kind of people you need behind you.
Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I like about my channel. Since my focus is just making people laugh, I end up with viewers that are just people that enjoy laughter.
Yeah.
So you get a lot of good personality people, and you start building a base from there, and it just grows, and it's makes it so much easier.
It does, and really all you need is like one really good viral thing.
Mhm.
If you can figure out
Exactly.
how to play the algorithms right, if you can figure out how to work the system right enough to play in your favor, and you make that one post go viral, you'll be in there. You'll be off to a good start. It's not going to set you for life, you know. It's not like winning the lottery or something like that, but it certainly puts you in a good fucking position to get going.
Well, we did hit what, number 12 out of 5.7 million on hashtag podcast.
So, for everybody who's listening and everybody who's watching right now, the live broadcast, I designed it took me about an hour to do. I designed an ad for Vlad for his return to the show.
Mm-hmm.
I posted that shit up and used the right hashtags, played the right algorithms. Because I've done a lot of research in the background that you guys don't see, and I've studied a lot, and this is why this comes up.
Mm-hmm.
I made that post and played the right hashtag sequence there, and there's a certain hashtag that has 5.7 million posts in that hashtag. At the start of the hour, that post for Vlad's coming onto the show was number 12 out of 5.7 million. 4 posts behind Theo Vaughn's post, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, kind of a big deal.
It was a really big fucking deal. It was a really big
Oh
fucking
my
deal.
god. It was so awesome.
Thanks for hosting, Nick, dude. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you very much.
Oh, yeah.
I have to work tomorrow, so yeah.
All right. Have a good night.
Go get some rest, man. Thank you for coming in and saying hey, though. Don't
Good
be a stranger,
night.
bro. Bruh.
Bruh.
But no, that was kick-ass, dude. Number 12 out of 5.7 million, and
Yeah.
3 in front of you is Theo Vaughn. Think about
I'm
it.
happy.
Yeah,
I'm happy.
I was extremely happy for that.
Yeah, I thought I was ridiculous. Theo Vaughn's a madman.
That dude, oh my god, he's insane.
Oh, he really is. His stories definitely beat mine.
Oh hell yeah! But he's got the crowd behind him too.
Mhm. Oh, yeah.
And to think about it, I mean, there are people who beat him too. People way ahead of him.
Mm-hmm.
I think Theo Vaughn. I think he's a guy that a lot of people don't realize he's going to be an up and comer, and I think I'm going to say probably within the next 2 years, a lot of people are going to know who that guy is.
Oh yeah.
He's a crazy mofo. He's like he would be like the guy at the party who got really drunk and decided to jump off the roof. He's that guy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, without a doubt. Definitely that guy.
He's the guy that's always got a really kick-ass story to tell of something stupid that he did, but it was hilarious.
Exactly. It's a ghost.
Ah! My kid's totally all about ghosts right now,
Oh, that's awesome.
and we got him a bunch of Legos for Christmas. I liked Legos when I was a kid. He fucking loves his
Yeah.
Legos. This morning, when we woke up, like he keeps a lot of his toys in his room and stuff. and
Mm-hmm.
he literally, like, I just let him hang out in his room today because that's what he wanted to do, and it was
Yep.
like a solid 2 hours of him playing with Legos in his room and using his imagination, building shit that he just thought up, and he's like acting out like character scenes and like literally using his
Mhm.
imagination like a kid should. And
Yeah.
I'm just sitting down here like listening to him and enjoying coffee. I'm just like, man, that's great. It's the coolest thing ever, dude. It's the weirdest thing. A tiny little human that you made. It's crazy.
Ugh. My children are going to be terrified.
They're gonna be big kids because all they're gonna eat is potatoes.
Yeah, they're going to be so healthy. They're going to be terrified. Super powered little shits.
Oh man, and we're gonna have another one in May.
Woo-hoo!
I just hope it's not on a Friday because I'm gonna have to miss it because I have a podcast to do.
Might interfere. Gonna have to bring the whole set to the hospital. Just saying.
I'll just bring my cell phone and we'll do it over phone. It's fine.
Perfect.
Hey, guys, I'm having a kid right now. So let's check this out while we're live.
Perfect. It's gonna be so good.
My buddy when I was
Honey, how are you feeling right now? Shove that camera up your ass. Be perfect.
I appreciate it, Griff. Thank you, man. It's exciting. We're having another boy. Gonna have 2 boys.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah. But
Nice.
I used to have. Did you ever have Legos when you were a kid?
Oh, definitely.
I always had like the old castle stuff, like the medieval castle Legos.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, there was a friend of mine who had a young son. I think when he was like 8 or 9.
Mhm.
I just gave him all the Legos that I had, and I'm talking like I had a shitload of Legos, dude. Like I had a Tupperware tub that was like it's like 2 foot wide by 3 feet, and
Woo!
yeah, and it was completely full of Legos, old castle shit and dragons and everything. I played with those every fucking day, and he was a creative type of kid. You got to be creative to do that shit, and
Mhm.
it was one of those like when I talked to you about streaming because I just knew it would suit you and it was good for you, and I knew it would be something you'd fit right into. I knew he'd really like him, so I was like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I got a present for you, dude. And I just handed him over to him.
Perfect match.
Yeah.
See, I was big into Power Rangers growing up.
Oh, I was too.
One because my father was a superhero, but also because how fucking badass are the Power Rangers?
Right.
Oh my god, that was all of my shit. I always had my papa build the Megazord, and after seeing him do it once, I would do it and get it right. It's awesome.
My that was part of my childhood, was definitely Power Rangers, the
Oh.
original Power Rangers,
Mhm.
Jason David Frank Power Rangers.
Yeah.
Have you seen there's a really kick-ass video. Somebody did a Power Rangers like live
Bootleg?
action. It's not a bootleg. A bootleg is like stealing a movie. They
They
made
call
their own version of Power Rangers, and it had
the dark version.
James Vanderbeek in it.
Yep.
How?
Yeah, that's Eddie Shrinkar
Yeah.
is the director.
Yeah.
They call it bootleg. Saban tried to sue him, and he said, no, fuck you. I'm protected by parody. Blow it out your butt. And Saban was like, and walked away.
The fuck does Saban want to sue that guy for? You know how much money Saban's got, but
Oh,
it doesn't even matter, dude. He'd be like, I got $500 billion in the bank. I'm going to sue you for $1 million because it's important. I mean, I get it,
yeah.
integrity and all that, but dude, you're not losing out on
That
anything.
video was awesome.
It was fucking kick-ass. And maybe
Oh
that's
my
probably
God.
why he sued him, because he knew it was kick-ass. But
Oh, it was a threat. It
oh
was,
my God.
oh, you made something this good with this amount of money? Oh, no, I can't let that happen.
I've been trying to put together for probably 2 years now. I want to make a short
Mhm.
film. That's going to be one of my goals, is to make a short film. I have the premise down for it. If you kind of like, if you picture The Last of Us without the zombies, but more so revolving around the survival aspect of like the end of the world sort of deal, and just trying to navigate through life and having a shitty time doing it. That's kind of what it would be based around.
Nice.
And
Obionics?
Obi-Wan.
Sexy.
Obi-Wan. Newest bearded being
Oh,
affiliate, man.
Okay. Obi-Wan.
He's a cool dude, man. He just joined the affiliate team today. He probably should have like 3 weeks ago. I don't know what happened in the translation, but I don't know. All kinds of shit got shuffled around, I guess. And Yo, Craig, what's going on? I'm glad you're really super excited for the podcast.
Oh, got followed by Lynx.
Hey, Lynx, what's up? Thank you for the follow.
What's up?
I appreciate it.
So many.
Griff, you are a mod. You want to send some people the invite to the Discord? That'd be cool. But no, I had to hook Obi-Wan up with the affiliate stuff while he was streaming because some stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know what happened, dude. I don't know why he didn't get his email for approval like 3 weeks ago. But
Yep.
I ended up hooking him up today, and he joined
Nice.
the affiliate team. So he's all set up and stuff. I spent a couple
Nice.
hours in his stream today while he's playing Farming Simulator.
Woohoo! Nice.
Nice.
That's so badass.
He's a good dude, though. Obi-Wan is also an ex-superhero on the camo side. So,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, my brother was a superhero, and then he went to American military. So he uses his abilities in the military.
Yeah, my pretty much half of my family, dude. We worked in factories, we were either that, military and police, or we were athletes. Those three things are resoundingly huge in my family. I have, like, my brother was a retired professional baseball player. My cousin probably should have played pro. I have a cousin that plays at Ohio State basketball right now. One of my uncles played for the Cardinals back in the day in the 50s and 60s. It's a crazy story. He used to be a pitcher. Back in the late 50s, he got picked up by the Cards, and one day he was out in his front yard with his brother. They were playing catch, and I don't know what distance-wise or how hard they were throwing back and forth, but apparently the story that I heard was that his brother lost the ball in the sun. He drilled his brother with a fastball, hit him in the temple, and fucking killed him. And he never
Holy
touched.
shit!
Yeah, and he never touched another baseball ever again, ever.
Oh my god,
And
that's crazy.
I can't say I blame him. I'd probably do
Yeah,
the same thing.
That would fuck you up.
Yeah. That's some PTSD for the rest of your life shit. So
Oh, without a doubt.
we never talked to him about baseball.
Oh, yeah, no kidding. Jeez.
But yeah, my brother played. He's retired. He was picked up by the Blue Jays, played through their farm system. Actually, if you guys want to hear all about that, he's going to be on next Friday's podcast. So you guys can hear that shit. Did I want you in the Discord? Absolutely, man. Of course.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the Winner's Circle is my personal / professional Discord. So all the Bearded Bean affiliates are there, and people who follow the podcast and follow the streams and all that are there too.
Oh yeah.
But my brother's retired. I probably should have played pro baseball too. I just didn't love it like he did. I was really, really good. I don't ever talk about it, but it's not something that I miss, you know. I knew I was good at it, and I think because I was probably really good at it, I didn't realize. I don't know. I don't think I realized until I was older how good I actually was at it. Trying not to sound like a fucking braggart at all, but I was good. I think if I would have worked hard, and I think if I would have spent the time on it, I probably would have gone pro and probably would have been and should have been. But my heart just wasn't into it.
Yep.
But I was pitcher
I'm not
and center field.
so I couldn't get into sports.
I like the sports, man. I love sports. I did that, and I did cross country, and I did a lot of basketball.
Nice.
I like
Yeah,
cross country.
I tried every sport, but I realized that it is very difficult for me to be aggressive.
Really?
So I think that's why I also ended up liking the Hulk so much.
Can I ask why it's hard to be aggressive?
What was that?
Or- I said, can I ask why it's difficult to be aggressive for you? Is that something you talk about? Or
I just don't get it.
Really?
It literally takes some form of violence towards me to get aggressive.
Really?
Yeah, I can't. I have difficulties getting angry, and if I do, it's for something dumb, and it's normally because I can't figure something out. So it's self anger. It's not
Yeah,
anger at anything. So yeah, as a kid I tried out football, wrestling. I couldn't do wrestling because I couldn't be like, well, I'm gonna get this guy, because I didn't have the aggression for it. Which is kind of funny that I'm a superhero, but yeah, I couldn't do it.
That's all right though. I mean,
Mhm.
it just comes down to your personality type. It may just not be the sport for you. You know, some sports do take aggression. Obviously, football does, because that's an intense fucking sport, man. But like, I think with that in mind, you probably would have been really good if at like MMA or just some martial art of some sort. If you would have done like judo or
Yep.
even jujitsu.
Martial art was good for me. I trained for a while.
Yeah,
That's how I ended up doing it.
yeah. I did a lot of boxing. I boxed my entire life. I love to box, dude. I love it,
Boxing is awesome.
and I really like jujitsu too. I really do. I don't know if you ever tried jujitsu, but it's fun.
Oh yeah, jujitsu is amazing. That's a game of chess right there.
That's a game of, oh my god, it's been 3 minutes and my forearms are gonna fall off.
Yeah, it's nuts. Actually, the first time I started training before I got my superpowers, walked into I guess it not technically a dojo, but the place where I was training at, and on Fridays they spar and they go about 70%.
Yeah.
But this wasn't. This spar day was it. It was striking, but they wanted to work on groundwork. I'm brand new. I have no clue what I'm doing. I get matched up with this female. She's a teenager. I was, probably 5-6 years older than her. So I'm like, okay. We have the headwear, gloves, and I'm, putting a couple in, stuff like that. She's putting a couple in, whatever. And a punch, and then it just went. And she locked my arm, climbed on top of me, flipped around. I thought I was gonna die. Apparently, she's a squirrel. I had no clue. After it's all said and done, some of the guys are laughing. I'm like, what? What just happened? They're like, oh, she just got second place in national jiu-jitsu. So that's what you just had.
Yeah, she was fucking with you the whole time, and then she decided to end it. That's what happened.
God. Yeah. I just felt like a squirrel attacked me. It was just, it just ended up like this. My ankle was up touching my asshole. It was rough.
Yeah, sounds like a python choke. It's very much. It's like chess, man. Jiu-jitsu is chess with your body.
Oh yeah, it's nuts.
You do some shit to set up some shit later. That's all it is, and hopefully it works out.
One thing that's always been part of me is the entertainment factor. I've always liked making people laugh.
Yeah, same.
Every aspect of my life. So that's why the only trophy I had, and still have to this day, is from senior Oscar nights in high school. I was class clown.
I got voted best legs. And most
What was
likely, I got voted best legs and most likely to succeed.
Nice.
I don't know if those two
Yep.
things. I don't know. Are they mutually
It's my
exclusive? I don't know.
Jeez. Yeah, I got the class clown. I will never get rid of it because it's the only trophy I have to this day.
I'm still waiting to get a Dundee. That's what I want. Yeah, Griff, I got best legs because I'm 6'4". In high school, I was 6'2", and I got some legs. So I got some nice legs.
Put those bastards in some pantyhose or some fishnet, and we're ready to roll.
Ooh, mama! I'd have to shave them first because I'm Italian. My legs look like my beard.
Nasty.
I'd make a great pirate. I don't know, like one of the pirates that dress up like the ladies. You know how they did in Hook? Yeah.
Oh God.
I'd make a good one of those.
Oh God. No.
A scallywag. I don't know.
Yeah. One hell of a scallywag. That is awesome.
You know that they always joke, dude. One really, really bizarre thing about pirates. I know that's a weird subject change, but you know what scurvy is, right? Like it makes you fucking crazy and you die from it.
Yeah, I know of it.
It's kind of like having rabies without the rabies bite and without like the foaming at the mouth and stuff. Like you eventually just wither up and die like a raisin. It will kill you, and that's what a lot of people who came to America and had long trips across the oceans. That's what they suffered and died from. And yeah, and it took them forever. It took them like 150 years to figure out that scurvy was caused because primarily on long boat trips, people were only eating basically flour biscuits. After several months at water going 2 miles an hour, you run out of food and water pretty quick. So they're trying to stretch shit out. You run out of corn, you run out of vegetables, you run out of this and that, and pretty much you're scraping flour at the bottom of the barrels just to make some biscuits, just to fill your stomach. And since you don't have any nutrition, scurvy comes from a lack of vitamin C, and it comes from a complete. It comes from having completely zero vitamins in your body and in your blood, and absolutely zero vitamin C. And it starts to turn your teeth green. Your teeth will go green, and they will fall out, and you will look like a demon because your eyes get black. And eventually you lose your mind and you go fucking nuts, and then you die.
Oh my God.
And they figured out that it was from no vitamin C, so they started carrying a lot of oranges on boats.
Good thinking.
Yeah.
Learn something. I'll teach you something else about ships.
Yeah.
Do you know the history of the word shit?
No, I don't.
So shit as in like poop shit?
Yeah.
This is just great.
Like from John Crapper, who invented the toilet?
Yeah. So back in those days when they would try to ship manure cow shit, they would have to store it in the boat somewhere because they needed a way to transport it and get it to the fields.
That sounds like a really bad idea already.
Boats, right? So in the boats, they would just have it at the bottom, and they were good. They would go. Well, these boats started exploding.
Yeah.
There was a chemical reaction happening when the manure would sit on the wood that was soaking in salt water. There'd be some sort of chemical reaction, and there'd be an explosion. So what they would do was put them on these pallets. And on the bottom of these pallets would be a warning that said, ship high in transit. You know, you have to have them off of the bow of the ship so they don't have explosions.
I did know that.
Somebody decided, oh, fuck it, we'll just abbreviate it, and said shit. And then they saw what was on the pallet and went, oh, that's just shit. There's shit.
Which is funny because
ship high in transit.
That's really funny because it's shit and it describes shit because it is shit. So shit is shit.
Exactly.
Holy shit. Shit equals shit.
Take that, Stephen Hawking. Figure that equation.
Oh, there was another one. There was something else I was going to tell you since we were talking about crazy facts, and I totally forgot what I was going to tell you. Because when I had that mind-blowing explosion there when I realized shit equals shit. I'll think about it later, but I like learning crazy facts and stuff like that. That's what I do a lot of times when I'm sitting on my computer. I'm like Googling random shit just because I like to learn shit.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. What's your favorite time in history, dude?
What was that?
What's your favorite time in history if you could go back to any time?
Any time period. I would probably say the 70s.
Why is that?
Just how music was changing. That's a lot of my reason was the music then. Uh, After the 60s, when rock and roll really got established with, the British invasion, after Elvis, it started to morph.
Yeah.
And if the 70s was pretty much the transition zone, what was happening with music, how free-flowing it all was, and everything from there. So yeah, most definitely the 70s in America, not in Russia. Fuck that.
I couldn't imagine why.
Yeah.
Not a
Big
fan
distinction.
of not a fan of communism, huh?
Yeah. No, it's America's pretty badass. They got water slides and shit here. It's great.
Oh, here's a fun fact for you.
Okay.
Since I really like history, but you know how people always like argue is like, America's a place of immigrants. You can't be an immigrant unless you're Native American and blah blah. You know that you've heard that argument probably a million times, right?
Yeah.
If you watch anything on social media about people arguing about immigration, they would say everybody's an immigrant here, which is true, but they also say unless you're a Native American. You know, you hear that all the time.
Yes.
And that's just not a personal opinion. That's just you just hear it if you watch enough of the videos. But do you know how early Native Americans came to be here? Do you know where they came from?
Yeah, Russia. They crossed the ice bridge into Alaska, or what eventually would be Russia, that same landmass.
They came from Siberia, exactly. They were able to. This is a true thing, you guys. Is that basically some smart scientists that are way smarter than I ever will be got together and they said we want to figure out if they came from South America or if they came from Mexico area, which would seem likely. If I didn't know anything and I had to guess by looking at Native Americans, I would have guessed that they came from where early Aztec civilizations came from.
Yep.
Because they look very similar. But no, they actually came from Siberia, and they came over the ice. There was an ice bridge, apparently, at one time. And,
Yep. Crazy.
And apparently, at one time, all of North America was one giant fucking glacier for about 10,000 years. But they got together and they traced all the DNA of major tribes that they still had genealogical history of. They were able to look through their DNA and sequence it enough to figure out a common source of where they came from.
Yeah.
And they figured out it was Siberia, of all places.
Nice.
So even the Native Americans are immigrants.
Everybody.
But my question is, who the fuck was here before them?
I always like the crazy idea that Assassin's Creed had in the early games, where Adam and Eve were part of a superior race before us.
They're part of the Anunnaki.
Yeah. Holy shit. Well, Russia and Alaska are only a few miles apart even today. It's true.
Yeah.
Griff.
Yeah, they're not that far away. But my question, like, I wish I could go back and see that shit happen and just observe it. But I also wish I could, like, actually find the actual real answers to my questions. Is like, how did you guys find out about this place?
Well, yet again, Joe Rogan pops back in. He had a geologist on his podcast.
Yeah.
He's the second geologist to ever question the dating behind the pyramids. Because everybody else that has studied the pyramids are archaeologists. Yeah. So they know people and shit like that.
Right.
This guy walked into Egypt, went to the pyramids and went, no, these rocks are way the fuck older. This theory is that we have misplaced the dating on the pyramids by 2,000 years.
I would
So
believe it.
a group of individuals built that way before we ever thought they were built.
Well, they also just a few years ago recently found out that people have been around for about 40,000 years longer than what they originally thought. So that would make sense.
So people built that, they got wiped out, somebody else started living there.
Yeah, that's I can totally believe that. I can believe a lot of things. My mind is open to many possibilities, and
Yeah.
I think we've been around a hell of a long time. Some devout religious people think the Earth's only 2,000 years old, and that's okay. Maybe they're right. I don't know.
Who knows?
They could be. I don't know. But I doubt it. I really doubt it. Looking at everything and knowing everything, and knowing that basically most of North America is flat because it was carved out of a melting glacier, I would imagine that's probably a pretty big glacier and probably takes longer than 2,000 years to melt and do.
Oh yeah.
So when science tends to suggest that Earth's been around for about 1.8 billion years, I'm more inclined to believe that.
Yeah, right?
But I guess anything's possible. And it really just struck my interest when I learned that early Native American people were from Siberia. It had me asking a lot of questions of like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get it, but how the fuck do they know about this place? Nobody knows about this place because they didn't. They had no idea. I think probably, if I had to guess, I would have probably guessed something effect of either an ice age, which is why basically all of Russia is a cold piece of shit. Either that or that mixed with food scarcity, and they had no other choice. And I think that's just what happened. Is they came over to a place that was just, they just said, fuck it, we're gonna die anyway, let's go.
Water gun, fuck this.
Yeah, I mean, that's what are you gonna do if you have no other choice? You know, what can you do? It's like, well, we're gonna die either way, do you at least want to try? I'd be like, oh, fuck it, all right, if I'm dead either way, let's have an experience. But I also think it's really funny when the whole in 1492 Columbus sailed the ocean blue, discovered America. I think that shit's hilarious because we know for a fact that that's not true. He didn't.
He didn't discover shit. It was already found.
He traced some shit that was already here and that somebody had already discovered, and he just claimed it. He just claimed it.
Yep.
The Spanish actually conquered basically what's now Florida. They took over Florida before we came here. We, as in Americans that we know now, but the Spaniards conquered pretty much all of south of North America. And then before them, the Vikings, the Nords, were here way fucking before, because they found in the Netherlands old paper on papyrus, on old shitty paper, them drawing and telling stories about them getting off the boats and finding this land of milk and honey, only to find out that it was like the Sentinelese on Sentinel Island. And basically as soon as they stepped foot on here, it's one giant fucking horror story, dude. They wrote about it and they said, oh, we found this place we thought was so heaven on earth, and we thought it was Valhalla. They literally thought it was heaven on earth. Came here, stepped foot on it, wiped the fuck out, dead.
Damn.
They didn't make it off the beach, but obviously a couple of them did to tell a story. So basically, the Siberians / Native Americans have been following these people their entire trip, watching them, following them, stalking them. Jeez. As soon as they step foot in the slow sand in their heavy metal armor and shields and swords, they shot the fuck out of them.
That makes me wonder about like Roanoke.
What about it?
The people, like the city that disappeared, isn't it? Something like that they call it. The people were just gone.
That's
like
happened to a lot of cities, though. That's a lot of cities, yeah. I think that probably, I don't know if people necessarily get like wiped out, like the like Pompeii. I think that happens sometimes, but I think sometimes storms come through and people get flooded out. I think all kinds of crazy shit happens, and I think sometimes people run out of food in the area that they're at, and I think they just up and fucking leave, and they say, well, we're gonna go, you guys can stay here if you want, but we're leaving.
Yep. That reminds me, slightly tangent but somewhat related, the city that Silent Hill is based off of, in Virginia, I believe. The coal mine under the city caught fire, so the coal is burning under the city. So the city is constantly covered with smoke, burning from underground through the city. That's what Silent Hill is based off of, is that city. It's a complete ghost town.
Badass. Yeah.
You can't live there because you'll die.
No, they did go there. Some people went there and they found that everything is just the way that it used to be, except old.
Yeah.
But they drove through it.
Like, you can put filters on and stuff, but you wouldn't want to live there.
No, because you'd probably die of toxic coal fumes and stuff. But I'm going to have to look more into the Roanoke story because I don't know what it's all about.
Yeah, they've just, the entire city of people, because it was a early settlement. It was one of the first ones, and they just disappeared.
That's fucking weird.
There was a TV show about that and shit like that.
I read a really, really funny story. You'll probably get a kick out of this shit, because I did too. I laughed my ass off. It was like, you know how we always like looked into like old shit like the pyramids and taken everything with like such scrutiny and seriousness, and we've taken it completely serious, you know. They found a site in, I want to say it was like Iceland, maybe Denmark, that area. Basically they found an old ruins place, and they started pulling apart some of their language to try to figure out what the fuck that they were trying to say. And one of the places that was highly revered is like a religious location. You know, they told people, you can't step foot here, you can't come here, this is a sacred place, this is a religious place, look at all the hieroglyphs, look at all this text on these big totems, look at all this shit. This is obviously a religious place. There was a guy who finally deciphered all of that fucking language, because somebody had written like 15 to 20 feet up in the air across the tops of these ruins and the top of these totems, and somebody had basically graffitied on it, because like people do that shit. They've done it all through history. If you go through Pompeii, you can see, like, I'm just quoting the text that they found because this is true and documented, is that there are people that have like graffitied on the walls in Pompeii to their friends that like such and such person is gay. Just as like a joke, they just graffiti on walls like so and so's gay, and then like people have like graffitied giant dicks, like painted giant dicks all over the walls of Pompeii, like just like we would.
Yeah,
and it's fucking hilarious. But
they're awesome.
Yeah, this dude finally put together all the text of all this shit, and it's the funniest fucking thing because it's 15 feet up in the air on this totem, and all it says is, "This is very high." After all these fucking years, they thought it was some religious shit.
Yeah, something groundbreaking. Like, oh, this guy just wanted to point out he wrote this really high in the air, guys. This, oh, we got. We just spent 20 years on this.
Literally, just letting you guys know how high this is.
It's really fucking high. You know how many ladders I had to use? I traded 5 of my chickens and 2 goats for this ladder.
Took me an hour to tie this ladder together. Fuck.
You know, the guy that did that was like, I spent all this fucking time just to find out that this guy said, hey, I made it up this high.
You know, the guy that did that is probably a guy like who's just like me, who probably would have done it just for that reason. No other than to just fucking do it.
That's awesome.
I would have done that shit because I would have looked at it and I would have been like, well, I got a chisel and I got this hammer and I got these rocks. Rocks stick around for a while. Hopefully somebody's going to see this down the road. I'm just gonna write a bunch of bullshit up here, and hopefully one day somebody's gonna find it.
Yeah, I think Griff nailed it. The first troll.
I think so.
That's awesome.
I think so, man. I think some of the first trolls have been around like forever. I think people have been playing pranks on each other since the dawn of humans have been around. I think it doesn't matter if you believe in evolutionary theory or not. I think since people have been around, they've been digging on each other.
Yeah.
I would.
Oh, people have been screwing with people forever.
You have to, because you can't take everything fucking seriously. And I think that's what you find all through history, is that you cannot take fucking everything seriously. Because they didn't. They were all starving, and they were all hairy, and women had hairy armpits, and everybody smelled like piss. And they still didn't take it seriously. Because you've got to joke about that shit.
Ladies had hairy armpits and shit.
Well, you've got...
That's the French.
You've got 3 teeth, but, you know, that's... I don't have to worry about the 29 that you're going to bite my dick with when you give me a blowjob. Like,
exactly it.
You have to, otherwise you go fucking crazy. I have to joke about shit now because everything's so serious, man. Everybody gets offended and Trigglypuff and all kinds of bullshit. I can't deal with it.
Say, my humor was shaped by, one, my father, who is known as Pardon, which in Russian means the fart man. You can only imagine how that goes.
That's good.
By him, Jim Carrey, Richard Pryor, and Robin Williams.
Oh yeah, I think that's probably the same for most of the people in our generation, dude. My humor is definitely shaped by my dad. My mom was the serious one, and my dad was always the lighthearted one and had a lot of fun with shit. And that was cool. We had a lot of fun doing a lot of shit, and playing a lot of pranks. And I get most of my humor also from Jim Carrey. Robin Williams was pretty funny. I took a lot of cues from him about a lot of things. And surprisingly, I took a lot of cues from John Krasinski. Who plays Jim from The Office.
Yeah.
His sarcasm and witty humor. Honestly, this is my struggle, dude. I doubt that you feel this way because your humor just comes naturally. It's ingrained in your personality and it just comes out. Yeah. Mine is such serious sarcasm. I think, even though I say I'm stupid, I'm really not. I'm a pretty smart dude. I don't care if anybody knows it or not. I have to like try to force the humor out, and it comes out in serious sarcasm because I get the joke so much to the point that I think I take the initial joke, and instead of telling somebody a story that's funny and like smiling about it, I'll just let them figure it out on their own because I don't know. It seems it's way more entertaining for me to be serious and sarcastic.
Yeah.
And have somebody understand my level of humor with that as opposed to like laughing at my own joke. I don't know how to explain it, but pretty much it's a 50-50 shot with anybody. Is that I'll do something stupid and be witty and sarcastic about it, and they'll look at me like, the fuck is wrong with you? What did you just what? And then that's where it's funny for me. I get all of my humor and seek all of my humor out in that specific reaction of what the fuck? What? That is how I know I did my job. And I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. And then there are some people who are like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Get away from me, dude. Are you like mad at me? Like, do you think I'm stupid? And then that also is humorous for me, but I have to be careful. I can only joke around certain people. You can joke around everybody because you're just funny all the fucking time.
Yeah, I can't turn it off. Sometimes it sucks.
I can't turn mine off either, dude, and it really sucks because I piss a lot of people off, and I joke 99.99% of the fucking time, and I know I've said some shit that pissed people off, and I never intended to, and it was all just one big fucking joke, and people get mad all the time. They just don't say anything, and I know that I do it, and I try not to, which is why I always tell people, oh, I'm just joking, man. I'm totally just joking. I don't know.
That's awesome. That reminds me. So I'm, like you said, I am constantly screwing around. bachelor party, which is, for anybody, a bachelor party is a good time. Well, I had a running joke throughout my entire bachelor party that no one knew about. So, me and a good buddy of mine, back when I would party all the time, we both had Speedos. And at any given time at the party, if one of us looked at each other and said, suit up, that means we had to run, get on our Speedo, and come back to the party. So people would be like, hey, where did Vlad and Zach go? And all of a sudden, we'd both be like, ha! And we'd be in Speedo. So this entire time during my bachelor party, I'm thinking he brought his Speedo. I have mine on under my pants. No underwear, just Speedo pants.
Oh, Jesus.
So we go about our merry night, enjoying copious amounts of alcohol, different bars, having fun. We end up at a strip club. So I get called up on stage. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. So I walk up there, and all of us guys are wearing superhero-related shirts.
Yeah,
So
I've seen the picture.
I was wearing this shirt.
Mm-hmm.
They bring me up on stage. I'm like, yeah, what's up? There's a stripper on each side. They're all half naked and shit. I'm like, some awesome stuff's gonna happen here. I don't know what, but I'm excited. And they're like, all right, here we go. And each one grabs the side of my pants and goes, whoosh,
Oh,
pulls
Jesus.
my pants down. So they didn't know who they were fucking with because I had a Speedo on, and they were not ready for that.
That sounds like some
Because
shit I would
when
do.
do it, they looked at the Speedo, looked at me, looked back down at the Speedo, looked at me and went, is that a Speedo? I went, yes, that's a Speedo. My buddy was not wearing his. I was the only person wearing a Speedo this entire time. I was just waiting for a moment for this joke. Just perfect. I thought I had it planned for the night. Nope. It was planned for something else, apparently. So after that, they threw me to the ground and beat the shit out of me.
Oh, yeah, dude, that's what they fucking
Smacked
do.
my ass, smacked my back, flipped me over, smacked my chest.
Those, oh my God, those strippers, dude, they spend so much time getting groped by such douchey guys who are desperate all the time and willing to pay for some shit they're not going to get to take home. Oh, you gotta think of all the pent up rage and aggression inside of them, of chicks who are like, you're not allowed to touch my boobs. You're not allowed to stick anything in any holes. And then guys just fucking do it. And then they know that they're going to get some money, so they don't say anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And they just store it up, dude. Like, it's like saving quarters in a jar. They just save it up and save it up and save it up, save it up, save it up. And then by the time the jar's full and they cash it out, it's $250 worth of fucking bullshit that just gets unleashed at once. And they see a willing victim who says, do what you want to me. And then they say,
we got
let
this.
the demons out.
Well, I later found out that a coworker of mine at that time had paid the ladies to do so.
No,
A decent amount.
dude,
And
you
they
don't even
said,
have to pay them to do it.
yeah, he probably didn't have to, but he did. And yeah, I woke up the next morning like, why do I have marks and bruises and glitter? Yeah, they beat the shit out of me.
Oh fuck yes, they do. They did that to one of my buddies, one of my best friends ever in the whole world. During his bachelor party, we took him to a strip club, and at the time, let's see, I was 21,
Okay.
21 or 22, so I was young and stupid. Didn't know jack shit about anything. Didn't know anything about strip clubs because I didn't care to go. We took him there. We took him to a really nice one down toward your neck of the woods, and
Yep.
we told those strippers right off the bat, hey, this is this guy's bachelor party. Can we put him on stage and, parade him around like he's what's for dinner? And they're all like, fuck yeah, cool, it'll be great, fuck yeah. And they just acted like it was totally cool and, totally nice. They get him up there on stage. He's got, he's wearing a button-down shirt. And he's, like, dressed up kind of nice. They fucked his shirt up. They tore the sleeves off the shirt. They tore the fucking sleeves off the button-down shirt. You know how heavy that material is?
Yeah.
They tore the sleeves off of it and then tore the vest part off of the shirt. They took it all off. They tore his A shirt, his tank top, his wife beater shirt. I don't like to call them wife beaters. I like to call them what they are, which is A shirts.
Yeah.
But they took his A shirt. And initially, one of the ladies grabbed his shirt and ripped, like, the stomach, ripped a big hole in the stomach of the shirt, in the stomach area. And then, like, 2 or 3 other chicks just mauled him. And, dude, I'm not, like, they weren't, like, playing, they weren't fucking around. What I was saying about saving up those quarters, dude, they unleashed the whole fucking jar of quarters at once. These chicks were literally digging their fucking nails in. They had those fake-ass nails, dude, that are, like, 3 inches long. And they drew blood on him. They bruised him. They beat him. They handcuffed him. They took handcuffs. They tied him around the stripper pole. They tied his hands behind his back behind the stripper pole. And he was sitting in a chair tied to this pole like this. And that's when they tore all his shirt. They tore his shirt off, both of his shirts. That's when they did that shit. And then eventually they kicked the chair out from under him. And he fell on his ass on the floor, still handcuffed. And this whole time they're beating the living fuck out of him. And it was for like 2 songs worth. 2 songs worth of dudes have stuck their fingers in my holes without my permission long enough. This guy's a willing victim. He's fucked. And he gets off the stage, dude. And he's not happy. He is not happy. He did not have a good time. I remember sitting here going like this, my hand over my mouth, looking at him, trying to gauge his reaction, trying to decide if it's okay to laugh, because for me it was fucking hilarious. To him, oh my god, he was so mad, dude. He's like these bitches beat me up, dude. He's like, I can't say her name. My wife's gonna see this shit and she's gonna wonder where we went and what we did and what the fuck happened. And the only thing I had to say is just tell her we beat the shit out of you, dude.
Good cover. Solid.
Oh
my god.
But the next day, dude, it was horrible.
They were slapping me and shit. I was laughing during it. Man.
No, they abused him, dude. They abused him. Like, it was funny, and it got past the point of funny to where we're just like, like we were discussing like going up and stopping it because they were. Yeah. I was like, dude, that's some pent up fucking aggression.
Yeah.
But fuck,
man.
My God.
What a man.
That's the story of how I learned never to go to a strip club or a bachelor party, or if you do, don't tell them you're getting married tomorrow. Bad idea.
Right.
But I guess on a good note, they didn't touch his face, so that's cool.
That's always a plus.
They probably they assume that'd probably be the thing of the day that everybody's gonna want to see, so they probably better not fuck with that. So
yeah. Jeez.
Buddy's out, some pride, and a couple shirts.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, I was in this shirt when mine happened.
That's a good joke, though. That's a good prank. I like those kind of pranks that take like time to develop and things that take a lot of effort to do. That shit's funny for me. Like one time on my college campus, I planned something out for like 3 months and it worked, and it was totally worth it because I had pretty much the entire campus thinking that a PBS television series was coming to our campus to film us.
Huh. Nice. Oh my god.
It took a shitload of planning, dude.
Oh yeah.
I can't go. It's statute of limitations. It's fine.
Yeah.
It was a hell of a long time ago. It was 10 years. It was over 10 years ago. It's fine. It's past.
Oh yeah, you're good. Statute of limitations is gone.
Yeah. This is only petty theft anyway, so it's way gone. But a buddy of mine and I, we wanted to play an epic prank like we usually do, but I got to plan this one out, and there used to be a woods behind my college campus.
Mm-hmm.
And since I grew up here, I grew up playing in the woods. The woods was my shit. We'd go out and build forts in the woods, walk through the creek, and just do kid shit all the time.
Uh-huh.
So that's where I wanted to go when I wanted to get away from people, because I was right in the middle of the city, hated it, and that was my quiet place, you know. And another kid and I, he identified with that too, and that's how we became friends. And we still talk to this day, but he was also a prankster. He was very funny. He still is. So we used to hang out in this woods, and we explored the shit out of it, walked every bit of it. And what we learned is that if you walk far enough, you get to the other side of this part of town where there's a radio station. And at this particular radio station, there's some stuff. We didn't go inside the building. We did not enter the building. We did not B&E anything. So we hang out in this woods long enough that we map out all, you know, we know all the places, the cool places of it in our head. We also know the timing of certain things that happen around campus, and that enables us to play this prank. So basically, to sum it up, what we did was we got permission from certain people to be able to hang out and quote unquote camp out sometimes in the woods. Don't ask me how we convinced them to let us do that. It was part of their property. It was unsupervised. We still convinced them to let us do that. The reason why we did that was because it enabled us enough time out of camera view, out of the public eye, out of the watch of any RAs or administrators or anything to see what we were doing. So there's about a month of planning in advance for this, just to get to step 2. I know, worth it though. And so after they all know that we go hang out in the woods and just run around, and we're not tearing shit up, we're not like trashing the place, we're not doing any of that shit. We're taking care of it, cleaning up messes, and you know, we're not doing anything stupid. We're not shooting up meth and all that shit. They're fine with it. And after about a month, they just leave us completely alone. So we've gained their trust. We're in. And so we start walking through the woods. We go to the radio station. And on the back of the radio station, there is a kind of like a sally port.
Yeah.
And outside, on the outside of the building, there are various things leaning up against the back of the building, out of the side of the road, a bunch of signs, a bunch of trash cans, a bunch of just normal shit that you would see out there, some other extra stuff. One sign in particular, a 3-foot by 5-foot sign, a big wooden sign, like the kind that you would hang up on the back of the outfield of a baseball field, you know, said, "Now coming to this location, PBS Radio and TV." I happened to stumble upon this sign, and I said, you know what? We're going to tie this sign. We're going to take this sign down to the Commons building on campus. And my buddy says, why? And I was like, because we're going to hang it up, and we're going to play the best prank ever. Everybody walks by that building in the morning. Everybody. And it's now 2 a.m. We have plenty of time to do this. And he's like, you really want to do this? I was like, fuck yes, I do.
Yeah, you do.
So our dumbasses are carrying that sign. He's on one end, I'm on the other. Literally walking it down the side ditch by the road. How, in a major city, how a police car didn't drive by and see us carrying a sign, see 2 kids carrying a sign, never happened. Never fucking happened. Not one cop car, not one single fucking car. We walked that sign almost a half a mile, all the way back to the Commons building. We put our hoods up over our faces, tied the drawstrings so only this part was visible so we could at least see. Climb up to the very top of the Commons building with the sign. We hoisted it up there, and then we pulled the strings out of our hoodies after we got the sign up on the very front of the building. On the front of the building, on the very top, there's railing across it as like a pretty decorative sort of deal. We took the sign, stuck it over top of it, took our strings, tied the sign so it wouldn't fall over. We tied it to
Mhm.
those posts. We left it there.
Nice.
Job done. Nobody stopped. Not one police car. Not one call from the police. We go back to our rooms. But all the rooms use key fobs. They register what time you come in and come out.
Mm-hmm.
The whole time, I'd been using, since I was on the first floor, I had been using my window to go in and out, not the doors. So the big hubbub the following morning was everybody talking about a TV show coming to our school. Everybody's excited about it. The teachers have no fucking clue what's going on. Nobody has any clue, and all the kids are just stoked for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh my god.
my buddy and
It's
I
so
were walking
perfect.
around just as pleased as can be, not saying a word, just smiling, hearing everybody talk about it as we walk. And then we get called into the office. The
Sure.
the main it was awesome. It was awesome.
Yeah.
But the
Debo, look at this guy.
hey Diva, what's going on, dude?
Savage.
Oh, he just won. He won the gamble. The administrator for housing
Mhm.
showed us some photos of the cameras that captured two individuals pulling this massive stunt on their building. And he said, you guys are usually out about this time. Not pointing the finger because he legally can't, because then that opens up a
Yeah.
lawsuit and say, you guys did it, and I fucking know you did. He can't say that. But he said, you guys are usually out at night about this time, because we checked all the key fobs of people coming in and out. Yours didn't register, but your buddies did. So we figured you were with him, maybe in his housing unit or whatever. So we checked those cameras, and you guys were out. He's like, I don't know how you got outside without the key fob. And I never told him. But he's like, do you know anything about this at all? Did you see anybody out at this time? And I was like,
No.
what time did that happen at? And he's like 3:17 or some shit. And I was like, no, I was back in my room at 3:03, man. I was in bed. I got up, ate some food. I was talking to my buddies. I was in my room at 3:03. And this happened, you say 14 minutes after I was in bed? In my room, registered, because I used my key fob to enter the building. Well, yeah, I just didn't know if you were out and about and saw anything. It's like, I couldn't possibly say anything. It happened after I was already inside. And he just has this, well, shit look on his face. And those pictures are clear as fucking day, dude.
Damn.
You can't see anything, though. You can just see the clothes. Can't see anything about faces. Nothing. He's like, all right. He's like, well, we're going to track this down because it's a very serious thing. So if you hear anything or see anything or happen to know of anything, just please let us know. I said, yes, sir. On my way out, I opened the door and I said, well, good luck. I hope you catch him. Shut the door and I leave. Like a boss.
Oh my god. That's awesome. They have no clue.
And that's the story of how I probably, I don't know. That's just a misdemeanor. It's fine.
Yeah. But only broke a handful of laws. Nothing crazy.
No, that's nothing crazy. I didn't stab anybody or anything like that. We did stupid, silly shit like that all the time.
Right? You can never keep a straight
my
face in
God,
that
dude.
situation.
It's the hardest fucking thing to do. It is so hard to do. To keep a straight face knowing that some shit is awry and you're the culprit.
Mm-hmm.
After many years of practice, I've been able to master it.
Yeah.
I'm good at it.
I'm good. I'm good at surprises. I don't know if I'd be able to keep a straight face in that kind of situation.
Oh my god, it was so tough, dude. It was so hard. I had to think about, like, I had to blink it all out. Like, I was listening to the guy, so I knew how to respond, but I wasn't listening to him enough to know that it was going to make me laugh, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't listen in depth. And you have to figure out a way that makes you not smile. You have to think about stupid shit. You have to think about, like, pencils. You have to think about just inane
Distract them
bullshit.
out.
Think about bricks. Think about rubber. I don't know.
Think about the rubber.
Think about shit that's not funny. Think about orange juice. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just random. I love lamp.
Yeah.
I love stapler.
You can't sit there and focus on all the what ifs and like all the, oh my god, my buddy's gonna think this is so funny, I can't wait to tell him, blah 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 blah, because you're gonna crack up, you're gonna fucking lose it.
That's awesome.
And you can't do that. You have to put your mind in the right place, and you can do it. Yeah, we did shit like that all the time, dude. We busted a college party while I was in college, on campus, next door to myself. I wore a suit. That was my costume. I literally was able to be convincing enough and bullshit enough to the people that I lived by every day at their stupid college party that I was in the FBI.
Nice.
Because I bought an earpiece and I had a suit and a tie that was too short.
Exactly.
And one of my buddies had a fire department t-shirt that he wore and came with me. He had the BDUs, had the boots, had the whole get-up for the fire department, had the hat.
Oh my god!
He came with me. He was the one who banged on the door for me. I convinced him to do that. And I stood behind him. I stood behind him like this. And just straight-faced it the whole fucking time. There's 40 people inside a college dorm. Freaking the fuck out. People jumping out the window. Music shuts off immediately. Bap! Everybody looking right at me. And I'm just straight-faced. In my head, I'm like, I can't fucking do this. I can't fucking do this. I'm gonna laugh. I'm gonna fucking lose it. Nope. Straight-faced, dude. Did it.
It's awesome.
And then later we came back and said, nah, I'm just fucking with you, man. I don't want to ruin your party. Obi-Wan, man, appreciate you being here, dude. I gotta get some sleep soon, too. I feel you, man. Go get some rest. Have a good night, bro.
Good night.
Those are like, that was one really long story and one short story. That's a lot.
That's awesome, though. That's badass.
Yeah. I had to be careful, dude. I couldn't.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
I'll tell you one more story of. I doubt statute of limitations is past this, but I figured out at an early age. Remember the days of dial-up?
Mm-hmm.
Made that
Yep.
god-awful dial-up tone when you were trying to connect to AOL Messenger and bullshit. Memer, memer, memer. And you're just like, oh my god. You know, we thought 56K modem was great. If you had a line splitter for your phone line, and if you had two computers, you could hook a line splitter up to that phone line, and you could connect both computers to the same line at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And what you could do is you could initiate the dial-up at the same time on both computers.
Okay.
And when I figured out, I found this out years later, that this was a thing that people did called ghosting, because one computer would register an IP address. And since they're both dialing up to the same phone line, only one computer would register that IP address. The other computer did not exist. Because it registered an IP of just 0000000. Nothing. Like it didn't exist. That's why they call it ghosting. It wasn't there. You couldn't see it. You were free to fucking do anything on your computer that you wanted to do. And they could not trace it. It was untraceable. You have an untraceable computer. I might have found a database that allowed you to find the emails and passwords of every email account that's registered on a certain place.
That's awesome.
It's scary what people can do. I didn't fuck with it. I didn't do anything stupid. Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to see if I could do it, and I did, and I was like, well, I'm done because the NSA is going to come find me.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, technology is crazy now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
People like Anonymous.
Those guys kind of disappeared, though, man.
Yeah, those guys are nuts.
They were. I don't know what happened to them now. I don't hear anything about them in the news.
No.
I'm going to have to do some
They haven't
research.
done anything since the election.
I wonder who paid them off.
They're just doing shit silently again.
Probably. I'm sure they're always doing shit, but I don't
Because
know.
they put out a pretty strong threat before the election. They said, we don't care who wins. If either of you trample on the rights of citizens, you will fall. It's like, God damn.
Yeah, I
It was
can't
awesome.
I can't not tell them to fuck off because they're probably right.
Yeah, right? Yeah, no one can touch them.
I'm not gonna take that gamble. Are you? No.
Most powerful hacking organization on the planet.
Which is weird because it's all privatized and just normal ass people every day who go to jobs and like probably work at fucking McDonald's, dude. They probably,
Yeah.
It's like all that shit. It's like all that shit from Fight Club.
It's super secret.
We're the people who make your food. We're the people who clean your clothes. We're the people who drive you to work. Do not fuck with us.
So awesome.
I'm sure if you ever talk to one of those guys, I'm sure one of them would say, yeah, we kind of gathered our roots because we saw Fight Club. And
Without a doubt.
that's kind of how that whole thing started.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'd believe it.
we are those people.
Hmm.
But, dude, it's been almost 3.5 hours.
Holy shit, we did it again.
I wanted to get that one story out real quick because I knew it was long.
Mm-hmm.
And I look down and we're at 3:20 and I'm just like, fuck.
Yep.
But, yeah, we did
It's
it again.
awesome. It's just something we do.
It's fine. It's fine. This was
Oh, yeah.
it's always a kick-ass podcast, dude. I love when you come on here.
I do my best.
Yeah, you do a pretty good job. Still the most viewed, or still the most listened to episode that I've had was your first one ever.
Yeah.
By far.
And that was before I got comfortable doing this shit.
Yeah, that was like I said, that was like 4 days into your streaming career.
Yeah, that was nerve-wracking. I was buzzed as shit during that one.
I was completely sober the whole time.
I was not.
I was kind of
By the end of that podcast, I was feeling good.
I was just a little bit tipsy halfway through this one though. Could you tell?
No,
Nice.
you were good.
Yeah, Griff, it's been great, dude. I appreciate you being here through the whole fucking thing, dude.
Yeah,
He was
you
here
were
for
the
like
kids.
3.5 hours. It was a good show, though. Had a lot of
Oh,
laughs.
yeah.
Talked about a lot of cool shit. This is the kind of podcast I like to do. So, and those of you who made it all the way through, like Griff did, you're fucking troopers. And expect more of this. But my hopes in the future are to get some reputable people. I'd like to talk to some people who are like special. Like I got to talk to a guy who spent 30 years in the DoD, which was really cool. We didn't have a lot of
Nice.
time to ask a lot of questions because he has a life. So he had to go do stuff. And I want to talk to more people like that, specialists in their field. I don't care if they're a teacher. I don't care what they do. You know, I don't care if they're a chef. I don't care if they work at McDonald's. I just want to hear some kick-ass stories.
I got a couple people. I could send you links so you can hit them up.
Yeah, please do.
Oh, definitely.
If you have any buddies, you know, off the top of your head that would fit well for this, definitely. I'll look into them.
More
But
good shit.
yeah, we'll get this up tomorrow night. We'll get it up on audio across podcasts. Yeah, and
awesome.
I've
Well, yeah, we're on the weekend now, right? It's Saturday.
Saturday.
So I won't be streaming again until Monday, but I'll be on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 p.m.
Okay.
Friendly Neighborhood Vlad. The only superhero on Twitch.
And you also have a Twitter too. How do they find that?
My Twitter is FNHVlad, V-L-A-D. That's on Twitter. And then my Instagram is Friendly Neighborhood Vlad. I'll be doing a podcast hopefully soon on Instagram.
Ooh.
A guy has a podcast called Behind the Gram, where if he finds an interesting Instagram, he interviews them. You can do a free one or one that costs money. I'm going to do the free one. So I'm a cheap ass.
Yeah.
So I'll be on that hopefully within a week or two. But yeah, be ready for even more Vlad next month, more superhero shit, and more dancing.
Fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah. And hopefully by the time that your other show comes around, hopefully this one will be on fucking iTunes.
Woot woot.
Finally.
It'll be all right.
I have been pushing for it for months and it keeps getting denied because it's not cool enough. But we're there. We're within a week.
That's so badass.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's like going from the minor league to the major league.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah,
I'm so
iTunes is
for.
a big deal.
But let's see. You got your Twitter. You got your Twitch. You have an Instagram. What's the Instagram handle?
Instagram is also Friendly Neighborhood Vlad.
Nice. Way to be consistent across the board. I like it. Smart thing to do for networking purposes.
Yeah, I'm the only Friendly Neighborhood Vlad there is. It's so nice.
And you're also, I think, I don't want to say for a definite, but I think you're the only superhero streamer on Twitch.
Pretty sure. I'm gonna change up my intro, and I'm gonna start making that a thing because I didn't realize that until like a couple days ago when I was pooping. That's where I have all my big thoughts. But yeah, I am the only superhero streaming on Twitch. So
That's
kind of
smart.
market that shit.
That's smart.
Yep.
And I don't know how many talk shows are out there, but I know there's not very many. At least not on Twitch.
And you've had 2 interviews with the only
I know.
superhero streamer.
I know. So you see what
You've got the exclusive and then some.
You see what I'm doing? There's a plan here. You're seeing it now.
So awesome.
All right. Broadcast. We're kicking it out of here. Those of you listening on the podcast, thank you guys for being here.
See you guys.
See you guys. Bye.